I didn't mess up the sound. Don't worry, yo. What's going on, everybody? We got Arta Mike Disney in the building. Tea time with Taryn. We got Ruby the Churro. What's going on? Happy Sunday, good people.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
It's the Pot of Coffee podcast show.
We're getting our pregame as everybody comes in. Well, we've been pregaming.
We've been straight up partying since my stream this morning, yo. That raid train, we were off the chain for a wake and bake.
Straight up partying.
We got the Ganja kid in the building, yo. How you doing tonight, dude?
Yo, what's up? I'm doing pretty good. How's everybody else?
That voice.
My man sound like he got some butter.
I don't know, the two of you could do some damage on OnlyFans.
Oh, snap. We got Captain Tendo in the building. What's going on, homie?
Hey, Captain Tendo. He got some testosterone. Sheesh.
Yeah, he eats his mashed taters, yo. He gets it.
Yeah, so I hope you guys we're going to have fun tonight. We're doing some Unsolved Mysteries. I have about 50 of them. Hopefully we get through them all, but it's going to be a good show. Gonna have a good time.
Sleepy J and Crafty H 42-0 in the house. Happy Sunday. That's what I said. 42-0, yo.
42-0.
That's what the hip kids are saying
Is that
nowadays.
what the hipsters are saying?
42-0, really?
No.
They do now.
Let's just make shit up.
This is the Pot of Coffee podcast. This is change your life, yo.
Mm-hmm.
It's 42-20.
For real. 42-20 somewhere.
It's military time. How's everybody? It's Sunday. We get wild. It's going to be a crazy podcast because it's snowing on the screen.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
It's getting closer to Christmas, yo. We got a week until December. It's the holiday season. Mariah Carey, she's coming. I love that shit.
Probably already started.
Oh, I love her. I love it.
I bet you she already started. I bet you if you turn on some Christmas stations, she's on. If Christmas stations are on, she's on.
Mariah Carey always
Clarify
on.
that statement.
She the king.
Queen.
She the king of queens. Yo, we wild. I hope everybody's having fun, yo. What you got for us, pigs?
Not much, really, man. Just getting stoned.
I think what's best for everybody here to know is that we, the three of us, have been sitting here for the last 3-4 hours.
Something like that.
By the time we come on, it's like, what's new?
Nothing.
The arm hair grew a half a centimeter.
Nothing. So yeah, we got wild today. We enjoying Sunday.
Wildin' out. Wildin'.
What's everybody smoking on tonight?
I should get that sound effect.
Get it.
Right?
Go get it, Brookers.
Everybody watch Wildin' Out with Nick Cannon?
Yeah.
Or am I the only one?
He'll copyright us.
No.
He got all them kids to
Probably.
feed, yo.
Yeah, he's got like
10?
I was just watching like his downfall, right, on YouTube. And he's got like 12 kids by like 6 different baby moms and like 3 on the way.
It's crazy.
We probably can't say his name.
But she's out here and said his ex-wife Mariah Carey.
Yeah, but she's alright. She's good. I like her.
At least she won't sue me, but Nick Cannon will. He got all them mouths to feed.
Oh, hell. So, yeah. Hopefully everybody's smoking good or sipping good if you're not a smoker. And be careful out there. There's wolves.
And sheep's clothing.
I was just thinking that. Holy shit, we linked.
Yes.
I was just thinking that.
They out there.
We had a high moment together.
Oh, hot damn, y'all. We're gonna get this started soon. We ready? Let's do something. Let's do something with our lives.
Taryn's getting smoky. Art of Mike's getting smoky. I am grinding up some exotic, yo.
I know, I'm excited. I
I
can
am
hear
going-
the grinder.
What am I even smoking? Jesus, life's hard today. Vanilla cake.
Vanilla cake.
It's just like crazy. So we didn't try it yet though. We were on that other exotics this morning and shit.
LSD.
Ooh, that's strain. LSD. It's like a heavy indica. If it's crazy, it's fire. And then we're gonna be doing some what? Bubba Zanetti.
Bubba Zanetti.
We're gonna be ripping them dabs. Big's got like blunts the size of like little kids.
Yeah, you got some runts.
My man rolled up like he rolled up blunts.
Got like a preschooler.
Them shits look like a California burrito, yo.
I wouldn't say that big, maybe like pencil size.
What was that in Cheech and Chong? He was like, "It's my dog shit." You remember? He's like, my dog got into it and I had to follow him around.
I honestly gotta say I've never watched any of that movie.
What? They're sitting in the car and the joint is like the size of a freaking Pillsbury tube of biscuits.
God dang.
And he's like, "Oh, what's this taste like? Like it's dog shit. It's my dog shit." I was chasing it around for days. Oh.
So yeah, Brooker's a little stoned this evening, folks.
Brooker's is straight up lit and don't give a shit tonight.
Damn,
We're
folks, you
gonna
heard
do
it.
this. This is gonna be done.
I was feeding her fat ass fucking licks of fucking Northern Light fucking sugar.
Great.
We on top of shit.
Outstanding.
I don't even know. I can't even life right now. Like I gotta remember to breathe.
Should play Bush.
Bush.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in.
Hey, have any of y'all ever had this vitamin water?
Is that the 50 cent vitamin water?
I don't know.
Is it vitamin water?
Yeah, it says vitamin water right on it.
Like that's the brand though.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, that's any brand it's a vitamin water is 50 cent.
Oh. Well,
makes it.
I got dragon fruit, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, them shits are really good. I like those.
I had an orange one the other day. It was pretty good.
That shit's no good for you though.
No, the vitamin waters are.
They got too much sugar, yo.
No. Gatorade is not good for you.
Yeah, but you don't need that though. Like Red Bull has everything you can live on.
No, it does not. Red Bull is so bad for you, Bruce.
Like, if you don't have enough like time for lunch, you could totally skip lunch and just have a Red Bull and you'd be fine.
Do not listen to Bruce. Anybody.
That will charge
Red
you up.
Bulls are bad for you. They
It's-
are extremely bad for you.
It's all B vitamins, yo.
Oh my god. Be having a heart attack vitamins.
B for be good. So yeah, we just try to just sit here, giggle like little kids and shit. It's gonna be a fun night, folks.
I'm having fun. All right, are you guys ready to get started? Are we
Yeah,
waiting on
get
something
ready.
in particular?
I agree with you.
What particular what?
It's your
Thank
show,
you.
Brokers.
Thank you, Taryn. Thank you.
Brokers,
Yeah,
take
it's
the
your
wheel.
Brokers, take the wheel.
She's cooked, yo.
Just don't take the weed.
She's cooked.
I dug my key into the side.
Brooker's gone country.
Oh God,
Stop.
she's gone country. Oh Lord, my brain just turned into a radio.
All right, we'll go read scripts. Do podcasting.
Let's do some podcasting and shit. Y'all ready?
Let's get it.
All right. Fuck you. Really?
I can't hold on to life.
All right. Everyone loves a good mystery. But what about those good mysteries that don't have... What if those don't... Rewinding the tape. I fucked up. Let's try this one more time.
Y'all are wild.
Shut up.
Y'all are just wild.
Take
Everyone
two.
loves a good mystery. But what if those good mysteries don't have satisfying endings? Cases like John Benet Ramsey and Jack the Ripper have rocked our history books for the better part of a century. All of these cases are baffling, strange, creepy, and frustratingly unsolved. Tonight on Pot of Coffee Podcast, DJ Bruce, the Ganja Kid, and myself will take a fresh look at some of the strangest unsolved mysteries from around the world. Get your blanket, get your coffee, get some smoke, and come hang with us and discuss our theories with our stone asses.
Yo, she's a little out there. I'm gonna feed her some dabs. We're gonna get her brain kicking, yo.
Do you smell la, 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 that Brooklyn is baked?
Yo, she fired up like she drank Red Bulls or something.
Feed me the dabs, dude.
We heard the dabs.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it has been a dabalicious Sunday. I forgot what day it was. That's how dabalicious it was. It's been quite enjoyable. We've been having a good time. Okay. Oh, God. How you doing, Bruce? What are you doing?
Working on stuff.
What are you working on?
I don't know. I'm waiting for podcasting.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna start the podcast, Brooklyn.
We were. We're supposed to. We have to have a little chit chat in the beginning. Did y'all forget?
I thought we already had that.
We already did that. Y'all baked.
Did we?
Yeah, y'all
No, we
baked
did.
out. Burgers, you gotta get it together.
We did it.
You
We
did the
not
intro
have
and
a chit
everything
chat.
already
I said my intro and there was nothing else.
because you're supposed to start it.
No.
It's your
We
show.
sit there and be like, "How was your day, Holmes?" And you're like, "Good, homie. We just sat here chilling."
Yo, we did that
hanging
15
out
minutes
all
before.
day.
We did that for 15
And then
minutes
we're
before
like,
your intro, yo.
Okay, great.
Hey,
So,
Brooklyn, the pre-game's over. It's game time.
Yo, me and the Ganja Kid is serious as fuck. We're ready to go. And Brooker's. I gave her the
I'm
wheel and
dead.
she crashed the car, yo. She drove this shit off the cliff.
I felt my Louise that shit.
She just totaled the podcast. Somebody call the Geico lizard. We need help. We're fucked. All right, DJ Bruce got this, yo. I'm gonna get on the decks. No.
Pro streamer. Pro streamer's here.
Oh fuck. Come on, Brooker.
So, okay. All right, so this one's not that well known. So there was a body on Somerton Beach in, I'm going to do my best to say this right,
Ooh, let me try.
Adelaide, Australia.
Ooh, Adelaide.
The dingo ate my baby.
You call me a Sheik's in the house. What's going on, dude?
What's up, homie?
How you doing?
Howdy, y'all.
Jesus.
We're
bro.
doing good tonight. Doing great. Riding that wave. Speaking of waves, the body on Somerton Beach.
Wow. She really did be like out there floating, fucking body surfing.
I think Brooklyn needs to put a game chat or a chat thing in here with the tokens that says like 50,000 to end the podcast if she's too big.
No, that's what's great about it. Wow.
She gonna make you listen.
So in December of 1948, a body was found on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The body was a man who was dressed impeccably in a suit with polished shoes, and his head was slumped against a wall. Authorities thought the cause of death was heart failure or more likely poisoning. However, during the autopsy, no trace of poison was found. There wasn't, but now that's not always like, poison doesn't stay in your system always, does it?
Mucho info. Happy Sunday, y'all.
There's poison that gotta be like really researched to get out, like arsenic or like cyanide or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's like crazy test to tell. Like when look for that stuff.
We got mucho info with first time chatter. How are you? Hope you are doing well. If I remember correctly, you are friends with You Call Me a Chic, and you're a band, which is really, really cool. But also when they do autopsies, I'm trying to do the chat and converse back into the podcast. This is very hard, people. Don't they test like your stomach contents, and aren't they able to tell? Or is it still only up to a certain amount of time for it to leave your system?
No, I think once it's in there, it's in there.
I think once it's in there until like parts decay. But it all depends like what level of decay you're on, I think. Yeah, it's like that.
Okay. Well, anyways, there wasn't a wallet or
It's like
any
DNA shit, you know?
That's what I was thinking. So
But I don't think it could be in like your bones. So if you're like dead for like 40 years and they find like your bones, they can't be like, oh, they died of like...
They can look in the marrow though too, couldn't they?
I don't think it works like that. I don't know. Let's get a DNA expert on the phone.
Where's Jennifer when you need her?
Yeah, she's a pathologist. She knows
She
her
can
shit.
at least tell us about some of that stuff.
Yeah, I know about Mucho Info, yo. They come through on DJ Bruce's show. They're dope. They play good ass music too, so be sure to check them out.
Right on.
Yeah, I like their shit, yo.
Oh, I'm glad you.
I heard a bunch of
decided
their
to
tunes.
Stop in and hear our dumbasses.
Whoa.
My dumbass, at least.
Nah, this is a cool chill show. We relaxing. We watching the geese fly by. We doing it. We got the Ganja kid.
So back to this body that was found. There wasn't a wallet or any type of identification on the man, and all the tags in his clothing were cut out. The fingerprints that the authorities took of him were also unidentifiable, which just means he wasn't in the system for anything, really.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What year is this story?
1958.
So
They had fingerprints back then?
Yes. We had
okay.
fingerprints since like the beginning of time. Oh, you mean
No,
like
I meant
system?
like the process.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
They
like,
pretty
wait a
much had
second.
fingerprinting since like jails were born.
okay, I got you.
That's how they keep track of the criminals.
No, there was a year, I forget the year. There was a year that somebody discovered that we all of our fingerprints are unique.
Let's take Google and see what she says. Let's get some facts up in this bitch.
Hey Siri, when was fingerprinting discovered? 1792
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, so 1792.
is when they discovered that we are all unique with our fingerprints.
Yeah, so that was like when Jesus times.
No, really?
That's like
Seriously?
back in the day.
Really?
It was like old timies. They didn't even have like horses yet. There's like cross between like men and dinosaurs. It's like when Fred Flintstone was
So,
rocking.
moving on. They even put a photo of the body in the newspapers, and still no one could identify who the man was. 4 months later, after the body was found, detectives found a hidden pocket that was sewn inside of one of his trousers. Inside the pocket was a rolled up piece of paper from a rare book called Rubaiyat.
Okay.
The piece of paper had the words Taman Shad, or Shud, S-H-U-D, on it, which means it has ended. So I guess that's what that means translated. It has ended. After months of looking for the exact book, authorities decide to bury the man without identification. Although the cast was taken off the bust, he was embalmed and preserved.
So, 1, wedding cake is fire. Give that a shot, Brookers. And 2, you know, with the way that note that they found, like, it seems like he intentionally sewed it into his trousers. Because they didn't have pants back then. This is how old
They
this
didn't have
was.
pants back then?
No, they had trousers back then. That's
Pants
different.
are still called trousers.
No, people don't say that. So he sewed this special pocket in his trousers and put a select page from a certain book, which translates to "This is the end." So it sounds like a suicide.
I think he was a spy.
Could be. Yeah, because if they found his body, he was dead.
If they think he may have been poisoned, he had a secret compartment in his trousers with a note that said, "It has ended."
And it's a translation note, not like, you know what I mean?
And he was
Well,
dressed nice.
Maybe it was a like a mafia or mob killing.
Could be.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't have the secret note hidden in his trousers. Because
What if it was
the
like a
mob's
calling
not gonna
card?
like take his pants off and be like, take it to a tailor, get the secret, go to the library, find this book, rip out the page. You know what I mean? That's a lot. They would just shoot him and bury him.
Well, we can't agree that it was premeditated then, right?
Well, there's more. There's
Because
actually
if it's
more
poison-
to this.
Yeah, if it's
And
poison,
the notes inside.
yeah, then it's definitely premeditated. Unless he poisoned himself because it's suicide.
There's a little
That's what I'm
bit more to
saying.
this, guys.
Premeditated suicide. There you go.
Well, suicide's
No, I
always
guess so. It
premeditated.
does mean that. Never mind.
Well,
No matter what, suicide's premeditated.
so ready? So 8 months later, a man walked into the police station. He claimed that just after the body was found, he found a copy of that same book in his car. He thought nothing of it until he read about the newspaper article. Sure enough, the book had a part of the final page that was torn, and it matched the piece of paper that was found in the man's trousers. Inside the book were a phone number and some sort of strange code.
Ooh, I'm leaning towards the spy, yo.
There's still more, but let's discuss this part.
This some straight Jason Bourne shit.
But how did that guy not, like, was it that guy's copy? And then all of a sudden, like, a page was ripped out?
Maybe it's like a setup. Maybe they setting him up. Somebody got to go down for it.
Illuminati, Mike said.
Wait,
Jennifer's
hold on,
into
though.
Illuminati
So-
too. She would know. We
This
need her right
guy-
now.
This guy found the book inside of his car or the dead guy's car.
No,
car.
his car.
So how is he related? How would he be related to the dead guy then?
Because when they said where the page was from in the newspaper,
That's
he
how
was
he
like,
knew.
"Oh shit,
Well, yeah,
I have
I know
book."
that, but I'm
So-
saying what would their relationship be then?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's why it's a mystery, bro.
So the phone number led the authorities to a woman named Jessica Thompson who lived nearby. During her interview, she was very evasive and even claimed she was going to faint when she saw the bust of the man, but denied even knowing him. Well, yeah, they took a dead mask of him. You know what a dead mask is? I explained this before.
No.
So what they do is when you're dead,
Yeah.
they make like a ceramic, or not like a ceramic,
Like
but like a
Plaster of Paris.
plaster, yeah, so that you could see what the person's face looks like, and that way the person deteriorates and stuff. So
It's a portable picture.
yeah, well, it's like
It's a
bust.
Yeah.
Like George Washington statue
Yeah.
shit. No arms, just like your head, neck, and like top of your titties. That's why they
But-
call it a bust.
She said
Yeah.
she did sell the book to a man named Alfred Boxall. Unfortunately, he was still very much, not fortunately, but unfortunately, Alfred Boxall was still very much alive and still had that copy of the book. The code that was found ended up being even more unhelpful. As of today, it is still yet to be cracked, and the identity of the man has still never been found.
Well, I think what, what's
Call me
the
chic. Well, you call me a chic said, a bust is just a statue with a smaller budget. Very well said.
Yeah, they don't even give you shoulders and that shit. It's like weird shape. But they give you a little bit of cleavage. Just to
But yeah,
show-
I do think, though, that I think he was a spy.
I think suicide's out just because of the book shit. Because he can't do
I think
nothing
it was
after he's
murder.
dead. Yeah. But who's gonna murder him?
The dude that had the book in his car.
But I mean, I'm assuming they cleared him as a suspect.
Yeah, but he would have never turned himself the book in and exposed himself.
Or would he, though, just to insert
there's
him
that
into the
thing
investigation?
that murderers like to be part of their killing,
That's what I was
like
saying.
their case.
I don't know. If I murdered somebody and I still had the book and I did like some shit to throw him off, I would have like burnt the book and been like, I wouldn't have been like, I would have been like, hush. I would have been like quiet so I can kill more people or something. Well, if you're a murderer, that's what you do. It's like your job. You want to be good at your job. You don't want to just get
Are
caught.
you acting like Dexter?
Well, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, you got to understand, how did that book get inside that car?
But it was his copy already. It was already, he owned it. That was his book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the dude had the same piece of paper that linked that book. So he had some kind of relationship with the dude that had the book in the car.
Or he's just being set up.
Yeah.
That's some Jason Bourne spy shit. His KGB, yo.
Speaking of, that kind of moves us on to our next one. And that
So what's the answer for this
There
one?
is no answer. It's unsolved.
Oh, they went past.
These are all unsolved.
They went past 48 hours.
This wasn't a riddle. This is all unsolved.
You gotta solve them in the first 48. If you wait longer than that, just forget about it.
Yeah. What about DB Cooper? Have you guys heard of DB Cooper?
DB Cooper's the man, yo.
Yeah, I've heard about him.
Look at that squirrel.
So, I have.
Yeah, DB Cooper's the man, yo. He jumped out of airplanes and shit.
So, a bunch
yeah.
of airplanes or
Rode grizzly bears.
road grizzly. Well, let's break it
He
down.
got away, though.
Here's the official story, the Brooklyn story. The
That's
official
official.
story. On Wednesday, November 24th, 1971, a man identified as Daniel Cooper first of all, this is what the tickets cost for flights then. He bought a $20 one-way ticket on Northwest Airlines on Flight 305 from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. He was described as being in his mid-40s, wearing a business suit, an overcoat, brown shoes, a white shirt, and a black tie.
He dressed dapper as fuck.
But people did back then.
Because he's DB motherfucking Cooper. He used to say pimping on that
Like,
plane.
Our
I bet you
grandparents would
he
be
got
ashamed
into the
of
high
how we're
mile
dressing.
club too. He hit that shit before he split.
He also carried a briefcase and a brown paper bag.
Pimp. Told
No,
you.
I apologize. I am a little sick, so my voice is getting a little bit raspy. So just give me a second so I can take a drink.
Raspy ass. We wild tonight, y'all. Fall visions. Just
Fall.
chilling.
But we were in winter. Weren't we just watching snow?
Well, it doesn't snow everywhere, brokers.
So before the flight took off, he ordered a bourbon and soda from the flight attendant. After the plane was airborne, Cooper handed the flight attendant a note. At first, she just put it in her pocket without even looking at it. But then Cooper told her, "Miss, you better look at that note. I have a bomb." Cooper then told her the bomb was in his briefcase and asked her to sit next to him.
The motherfucking bombs are always in the briefcase, yo.
For
Like, there's
real.
gotta be a better way to carry a bomb around.
They're big. There's a lot of mechanics that go and get involved with it. And this is the 70s. This wasn't like technology now either.
True. Now they put them in like sneakers.
Happy Sunday,
cell
Top
phones.
Cat. We're talking about DB Cooper.
Top Cat, my man. How you doing today, dude? Big love, my guy. I appreciate you coming through this morning.
So he opened the briefcase to reveal red-colored sticks surrounded by an array of wires. Cooper then told the flight attendant to write down everything he was saying and then take it to the captain. The note said, "I want $200,000 by 5 p.m. in cash exclusively in $20 bills put in a knapsack."
But he's
What
on
would
an
you do if you were
airplane?
yeah, he's on the airplane.
So how they gonna, like, is it a bank airplane? Like,
Well-
you know what I mean? He had to know there was money on
Makes
that
sense.
plane. He
Yeah.
had to know, like, transport logs. Like,
There's more. He said, "I want 2 back parachutes and 2 front parachutes. When we land, I want a fuel truck ready to refuel. No funny stuff or I'll do the job.
That's the big boom.
Yeah. So FBI agents assembled the ransom money from several Seattle area banks, and Seattle police obtained the parachutes from a local skydiving school. So he did make the plane land.
Okay, and got
to
his gear.
refuel. Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't bum rush him. They just gave it to him. What were they thinking?
Yeah, this is your neck of the woods, Top Cat. So when Cooper claimed his demands were met, he allowed all the passengers and some of the crew to exit the plane. He told the remaining crew to refuel the plane and chart a course for Mexico City while staying below 10,000 feet. During the flight, he put on a pair of dark wraparound sunglasses, which would make it onto the official sketch and become famous with anyone investigating the case. So anytime that you saw like his wanted poster and stuff, that's what he had on, kind of like the Unabomber.
My man's pimping, yo. Yeah, Top Cat said he's still out there. Well, he has to still be out there. They never, like...
Well, 71 if he was in his 40s-ish. 70, 80, 90, 2000.
He probably lived across the street from me. There's a bunch of old people. They never find you here.
I mean, he might still be alive. He'd be in his 90s to 100s.
Well, even like here, there ain't no cops. So, like, this would be a good place to hide.
I don't know. But a little after 8 p.m. and somewhere in between Seattle and Reno, Nevada, he jumped out of the rear door of the plane with 2 of the parachutes and all of the money, and he was never seen again. Despite an expansive manhunt and over 45 years of searching, no conclusions have been made into this man's identity or his fate after he jumped.
Because they never found the parachutes or nothing, right?
They never found nothing.
Yeah,
it is one of the
gone.
greatest cold cases in FBI and U.S. history.
If they didn't find parachutes or money or like a skeleton, he didn't break his leg or nothing. He made it. He out.
Yeah, definitely.
He out. DB Cooper, he chilling. He chilling in the Caribbean right now, smoking fatties.
He's old. He's probably dead.
He probably 80 years old because he had all that money. He afforded nice doctors and shit. He probably got like
He found the fountain of youth.
He got young ass wife and shit.
Married Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah, he doing good. He hanging out with Tupac. Him, Tupac, and Biggie are chilling on the beach.
Chilling on the island.
They got their own island and shit. That's what happened to Biggie and Tupac, yo. They were like, we gonna chill with DB. Let's fake our deaths. Shit's popping over on the island. They over there laying them beats.
Oh, Jojo Bean follow. Thank you for the follow, Jojo Bean. I just saw that. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. And again, I apologize for this cold. I'm really stuffed up.
Yeah, even if he's dead now, he definitely made it and lived out a long, happy life with that nice $20 bills because he was smart about it. And back then, like, serial numbers and shit were, like, not as good, not as traceable as they are today.
Well, but they did know, from what I remember, because I mean, this is a really famous case, and it's been documented for so many years. But what I do know is that they did have the system of the serial numbers on the money, and they did say that none of the money has ever been used
in this country.
I would think it still would have made it back into circulation.
No, because remember in Korea,
it goes back to American circulation.
You could walk around Korea and you could just find like Korean people and they'll want to trade you money because your money's worth like 10 cents more. That money's never making it back to America. They holding on to that shit
being
like
held.
No, that's not true.
I think so.
No, I think that is true.
What's your pH, my dude?
What's up? What's your pH, podhead?
Happy Sunday. Once again. Y'all are the best. Top Cat, what's your pH? Artist Mike, Chic,
Everybody.
Mucho Info.
Mucho info.
Y'all are all just fantastic people.
So, have you heard of the Black Dahlia?
Yeah, he's a true king, Top Cat. He beat everybody. He the winner of hide and go seek. for the world. He the world champ.
World champ. He beat Bigfoot.
And you know what though? He can't even be dead. Because once he's dead, they would have figured out his DNA or some shit, you know?
There was no DNA.
Yeah, I guess there wasn't if he was never arrested or nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That maybe he made preparations for somebody to hide him when he died.
Yeah.
Probably with all that $200,000 back in 71.
That's at least over $1 million now.
Yeah. Yeah, my man did it good. He had his shit together. He the king.
And made smart investments.
Yeah. He probably started Bitcoin.
Bernie Madoff.
The real Wolf of Wall Street.
He's probably the one that gave that bear that cocaine. DB Cooper and the bear were just chilling with blocks of cocaine.
Have you guys ever heard of the Black Dahlia?
I have actually, but I don't remember about it.
And
I think I watched the movie.
Isn't it like a flower?
It is a flower,
Yeah.
but
I
it
know
was
about.
also the nickname to Elizabeth Short.
I know about flowers.
Yeah.
On January 15th, 1947,
Foudies.
the remains of 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, aka the Black Dahlia, were found on the block of 3800 South Norton Avenue in Los Angeles, California.
L to the A.
The body was cut in half
Damn, yo.
and so pale and drained of blood that the woman who found the body mistook it for a mannequin at first.
Whoa.
The body was cut with such surgical precision, leaving no trauma to internal organs and bones. Her face was also cut from her mouth from ear to ear, leaving an eerie permanent smile. There was no blood on the ground, making it believed that the body was moved after she had been murdered.
Yeah, they used to like to play doctor and shit back then. Like they had like weird Jack the Ripper people, like just like snatch up people, do projects and shit in the basement. You always see that in movies and shit, like in the 50s and 40s and shit. Like motherfuckers were weird back then, yo. They had nothing to do. They were all like on Reefer
Before
Madness.
TV.
Yeah, they didn't have like good TV and shit. It was in black and white, so they were like, let's just like steal people and cut them up in the basement. That's how they were, though.
A lot more people were more crazier back then.
Yeah,
They didn't have the
seems
medications
like
to
it.
fix it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it seems like
a lot
it.
of serial killer shit. Like it was always the dudes with the black glasses. Like they kind of had
Funny.
glasses like mine, but mine are purple, so I'm not a crazy person.
Well, 9 days after she was discovered, an envelope was sent to the Examiner, addressed by using individual cut and pasted letters from magazines and newspapers.
See, they always did that Dick Tracy shit back in the day too. Sitting there cutting out letter by letter and glue sticking them on the paper. They had some kindergarten level.
It read, "The Los Angeles Examiner and other Los Angeles papers. Here are the Dahlia's belongings. Letter to follow." As promised, the envelope contained Short's social security card, birth certificate, photographs, names written on pieces of paper, and an address book with pages missing and the name Mark Hansen embossed on the cover. Gasoline was used to clean the objects, removing all fingerprints.
Wow. Well, that's like
Wow.
some basement serial killer shit, yo.
Yeah.
Mark's the killer. You know it.
Slayer!
What's going on, man?
If you're not following Slayer, y'all need to follow him. He's my homie, he's my brother in arms, and he's an awesome guy.
Should I
I
get
was
one
just
of
about to say he was the Slayer, but
Should I
then
give
he
one of them
walked in.
special shout outs? Brokers?
Huh?
Should I give him one of them special shout outs?
Uh-huh.
Only because of Slayer. How's your weekend, man? Did you have to bust any heads? My man's a bouncer, yo.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. In like a big city, yo. He like straight like beats people up all night. Oh no, why not, man? Hope everything's okay. And DJ Leprechaun's here, yo. Happy Sunday, my dude.
Slayer, hit me up sometime.
Yeah, give us that whisper or message us, or because we love y'all. Hope everything's good. Definitely hope it's good. Because we used to enjoy your streams. Day's fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun.
Lots and
That's
lots
where I
of
learned. That's where I played my first marbles, yo.
This is
For
where
real.
we learned how to play marbles.
I learned how to play marbles there. It's
Made
like,
us the Marvel players we are today.
and I watched that double chip, double nosebleed. Yeah, that only happens there. It's good stuff.
So this gets even a little. This gets crazier. So on March 14th, a suicide note scrawled in pencil on a bit of paper was found tucked in a shoe in a pile of men's clothing by the ocean's edge at the foot of the Breeze Avenue in Venice. The note read, "To whom it may concern, I have waited for the police to capture me for the Black Dahlia killing, but have not. I am too much of a coward to turn myself in, so this is the best way out for me. I couldn't help myself for that, or this. Sorry, Mary." The pile of clothing was first seen by the beach caretaker, who reported the discovery to the lifeguard captain. The captain immediately notified the West Los Angeles police station. The clothes included a coat and trousers of blue herringbone tweed, a brown and white shirt, white jockey shorts, tan socks, and tan moccasin shoes. About size 8. However, the clothes gave no clue about the identity of their owner. Although many suspects were named, no authorities were able to identify the Black Dahlia's killer, and the mystery has gone unsolved for over 70 years.
70 years.
70 years.
I think it was somebody else. I don't think it was that Mark guy.
Yeah, the Black Dahlia Slayer.
So there is reportedly, I saw a documentary or a movie or something or other on this.
Are you serious? Slayer said he was talking about that today, actually.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, but that's another one that we just have some patience. Have patience, DJ Leprechaun. Have patience. We'll get to it. But so supposedly, there is a huge big cover up with this. There was a prominent doctor in the area.
See, it's always these crazy surgery motherfuckers back in the day.
And he purportedly would sexually assault young women who would come in.
And then cut them up.
And supposedly, and now this is, and I'm going to tell you how this person knows about all this in a second. So supposedly, she woke up to the sexual assault, and the doctor killed her and then did this to her body so that it would not look like a malpractice types thing or whatever, and it would not get linked back to him. Now, the reason why the person who was telling this story knows this is because it was either his father or his grandfather. I think it was his father, was the chief of police back then, and was also in on it and hiding the body. And he found it in his stepfather. That's who it was. He found it in his stepfather's notes. That was the last I had heard about it.
Cover up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the doctor, yo.
That makes a lot of sense.
I think
though.
a lot of them, like, they got so obsessed with their work, and then they had limitations at their work. And then besides being, like, a giant pervert, like, they kind of do both. Besides the pervert thing, they'd be doing, like, practice surgeries just to see what happens and shit. They were weird back then. That was, like, the other case, yo. I think it was, like, doctors just, like, basement surgery, yo. Just like, ooh, I got a project.
They really do, Slayer. Slayer says doctors be taking advantage of people's trust.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree with you more. I really couldn't.
About that movie, Centipede or whatever.
Ugh.
That's like a mad doctor, yo.
Ugh.
And like dentists. Dentists,
yep.
They twiddle everybody, yo. As soon as they give you the gas, they touching your junk.
Although I really do like the gas, though.
I like get my junk touched. I go to the dentist.
Like Doctor Strange.
I do like that gas though, for real.
I do too.
We should get a tank for that for the studio. Just get a tank and like nitrous. That's such a bad idea.
That's not a very good idea. We do not recommend this. This is literally for shits and giggles. We will not actually be doing any of this shit. Did y'all hear about the nurse who killed like 100 people? They just made a documentary about it on Netflix, said Slayer. No, I have not, but I will be sure to check it out.
It's called 100 People Nurse Killer.
100 People Nurse Killer. Like a flying purple people eater, but 100 people nurse killer.
Oh, yeah, I just find it's visions.
Have you heard of Elisa Lam?
Sounds familiar.
It should. It's been a case that's been pretty popular. Lots and lots and lots of true crime podcasts and YouTubers and such have been trying to investigate it because it is so more mysteriously disturbing than just disturbing, if that makes sense. So, all right. On January 26, 2013, 21-year-old Canadian tourist Elisa Lam checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. When she never checked out on February 1st, nor had any contact with her parents, the Los Angeles Police Department was contacted. On February 19th, 18 days from the last time she was seen, her body was found floating and naked in a water tank on the roof of the Cecil Hotel. Her body was found due to hotel guests complaining about the hotel's water pressure. One couple even reported that the water was coming out black and had a bad taste. Oh my God. Ugh.
Yeah, I did hear about this. It was a series on Netflix about this, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one she was like maybe people were saying that maybe she was drugged because she was like talking to people that weren't there in the footage that they found on the elevator.
Yeah. So according to the hotel's manager, when she had originally checked in, she was staying at a hostel style room with a bunch of other travelers, but later was moved to her own private room due to complaints from her roommates about her odd behavior.
We got my boy Heavy T. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
If the water's black, send it back. For real. That's disgusting. That was like people juice.
People juice. Ugh.
Yeah, that was like people juice coming out as the water. That's gross.
So she was moved to her own room for erratic behavior, apparently. And it was concerning the people that she was staying with. The last time she was seen on surveillance footage was in the hotel's elevator. The footage showed her acting strange and peculiar, almost like she was hiding. She also moved her hands in weird and inhumane ways, and it looked like she was talking to someone who was out of the security camera's view. So it looked like she was talking to somebody, but nobody was there.
She was on meth, yo.
And then she kept on like peeking in and out. Like she was standing in the elevator, but she kept on like, as the door was open, like going around and looking out and then coming back in.
Yeah, she was tripping.
Meth. Some freaky
Maybe
shit.
Maybe shrooms.
I don't know.
Nah, shrooms she would have been laughing and shit, not doing weirdo shit.
Well, after her body and the surveillance footage was found, it was suggested that she was on some sort of hallucinogenic drug. Even though she took 4 different medications for her bipolar disorder, toxicology studies reported that there was no traces of any drugs or alcohol that could have contributed to her death.
Could have been the bipolar drugs, because I'm bipolar, and when I was on like my medicine, that shit get you straight tripping and shit. Like that shit will fuck you up.
Yeah, like if they just like changed it or something.
Yeah, like when they changing up your meds, or like just some days like your body's off, and then like that same pill that was good yesterday fuck you up the next day. Like shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all should just quit meds and smoke weed.
Well, there was also a theory that she was murdered and died as a result of drowning, but the autopsy report also showed no evidence of any type of trauma. So to this day, no one knows how she was even able to get access to the roof or climb up into the water tank and shut the 20-pound lid by herself.
Yeah.
I think she was tripping, and like sometimes too, like maybe she was on like dust. Because if you on dust, like you super strong, yo. She could totally do that on dust. I could see that.
But now I think too, they also said that Cecil Hotel is there's like a lot of homeless people that live there too. And like, so there was like a lot of drugs being used in the area, they were saying. So she could have had access that way too.
Yeah. Do you know if they found water in her lungs or not?
I did not find any evidence of that.
I think she was on some hard drugs and just had an accident, yo.
No, but like what Biggs is saying is that if they had found that there was liquid in her lungs, that means that she would have drowned. Yeah. If they found her in the water and there was no liquid in her lungs at the time of death, then she didn't drown.
Yeah, but she was in the water tank so long that she was already into.
But it did say that she drowned, so they might have then. If it does say that she drowned.
Yeah, so. She definitely did drugs, yo, and like just had an accident, unfortunately. Rest in peace, drug lady. What?
Wow.
Well,
what if she was murdered by a ghost and you just didn't see it?
Murdered by a ghost?
Yes, it happens.
Or she was on a bad trip and then like ended up in the water tank, hiding or doing some crazy shit, and she got locked in there and ended up drowning or something.
Think about it. If a ghost is coming after you, being like, "I'm gonna kill you, homie," you could be freaking out too. Just saying.
All right, well, whatever. Either way, I'm trying to say rest in peace. Either way, I think she had an accident, yo. I don't think she was murdered.
Yeah, you think it was an accident?
Well, even if she was hiding from somebody, she tried to hide in a water tank and obviously couldn't get out. And
well, and I think though that's what is why I guess it's so weird is because of the surveillance camera footage that they do have of her.
They didn't see anybody.
And the way that she was acting.
That's what I'm saying. It was drugs, yo.
Maybe it was in the water.
What?
The ghost?
No.
Oh.
Never mind.
Okay, so here you go, DJ Leprechaun. Jack the Ripper. What do we all know about Jack the Ripper? Who wants to go first?
He was a lizard?
No.
Well, obviously he was a killer.
He was a killer. He's a killer. The mean streets of London.
And Twitch. I heard Jack the Ripper to this day roams the dark alleys of Twitch.
All right, so in 1888, in the foggy, dark streets of the East End of London, better known as the Whitechapel district, lived a serial killer that would go down in history as Jack the Ripper. Even though the Whitechapel district was known for its violence and crime, the string of murders conducted by Jack the Ripper would terrorize the public like no one had seen before. He was described as a madman with no clear motive, even though his most infamous murders only included 5 women.
He only killed 5 people.
Mm-hmm. But many theories do suggest that he...
You would think he killed like hundreds.
There
the way
are.
They talk about.
Really.
Well, there's many
at
theories
least above 10
that suggest that he could have claimed up to 11 women's lives. So there's 5 that he's definitely done, but there's other ones that they can't link him to, I guess.
All I gotta say is if it ain't been proven, then it ain't happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ Leprechaun. Yeah, 5 that they knew about. All of the victims were prostitutes, which was common for women who lived in the Whitechapel district. They needed to do that for a means to survive. All 5 took place within a mile of each other from August 7th to September 10th.
My man killing it with them hoes.
Wow. There were several other murders that occurred around that time period, but they have also been investigated as the work of Leather Apron, another nickname given to the murderer.
Leather Apron or Lead Apron?
I have here Leather Apron, so maybe it's a couple of different ones. Yeah. So 5 prostitutes. He completely disemboweled these women. Took out their lady parts. Kind of like a precision, like a doctor too.
He's another weirdo doctor. Let's just crack this one up to another weirdo doctor just playing around.
Just discovering what makes us tick.
He was probably like a chiropractor, but he wanted to be like a surgeon, so he was like, let's go hit the club.
He only made it to the chiropractor level.
Yeah, he flunked out of med school and became a dentist, and then he's like, I'm doing surgery anyway.
Now, so here's where the Jack the Ripper murders may have been solved. I actually have one but this is not something that they can actually prove, but this kind of does make a lot of sense.
DJ Leprechaun said they made him into dog food.
There is a American murderer a serial killer who was from the same time as Jack the Ripper, but this was in America, and it seems like, I don't remember if it was before or after, but I want to say J.R. Holmes is his name, and he's the one that in New York City had that, I think it was New York City, had it was a whole house, mansion that was turned into torture chambers for people.
Oh,
and he would take them in and cut them up, and there was secret rooms, and it was all over the place. And many people, including J.R. Holmes's own grandson, has said that he was the one that was actually Jack the Ripper, because like I said, I forget if it was before or after, but either before or after the murders happened, it was the same time frame. And then J.R. Holmes had traveled to England, to London. The murders happened, and then he traveled back to the United States.
I see.
I think I heard something like that too.
Oh, that makes sense, because that's how they didn't catch him over in it. Yeah. That's crazy.
The Murder Hotel. Ada Smokes, how are you? Ada Smokes Mids. My home skillet, my home girl.
What's going on, Ada? Happy Sunday.
My other supportive spouse. She supports her hubby just like I support my hubby. And I love her for it.
Oh shit, you married?
Who do you think that bitch is that wakes up next to you in the morning?
Happy Sunday, y'all. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Smoking good.
Smoking on that good shit.
We're just straight baked trying to figure out how to podcast. We're getting it though.
We're getting it.
We're figuring it out.
We've been at it all day. I've been up since 6.
We're figuring out podcasting.
Oh, all right. So this one kind of always irked me.
Yeah, Burkers went to sleep early when we were chilling.
Yeah.
She missed you.
I'm an old fart. What do you want from me?
She's an old fart.
I had to go to bed early. So this next one, this next case really irked me. And I'm sure it irked a lot of people. John Benet Ramsey.
Weren't they on South Park?
Yeah, South Park made fun of the parents.
Yeah. The parents did it.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. If South Park said they did it, they did it, yo.
Do I have to go over the story? Because it to me, this is a child case, so to me, I'm going to ask do I have to go over the story?
Look, if we all know about it, and we all think that the parents did it, then I think they did it. They just, bad parents.
Something cake. What's your pH?
Oh, shit. Yeah, what are we smoking? So I got some vanilla cake.
Vanilla cake.
It's crazy good. And we got Bubba Zanetti batter.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're really good. really good.
Really?
I can vouch for it. They're really good.
She can vouch for it. No. Nah, I went to the dispo yesterday and got some fucking
Good stuff.
some exotics.
Nice stuff.
Some treat yourself shit.
So, John Benet Ramsey, on December 26, 1996, in Boulder, Colorado, Patsy Ramsey claimed to have discovered a ransom note for her 6-year-old daughter, John Benet, on the back staircase inside the Ramsey home. This prompted her to call police at 5:52 a.m. to report John Benet as missing. The only people inside the house were John Ramsey, her father, Patsy, her mother, and her older brother, Burke.
What type of coffee did you make?
Didn't I brought you coffee?
No. What's your PH? Wants to know what kind of coffee we got.
Oh, Aldi's.
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 But we use it. We cook it in a percolator, so it gets fancier as you boil it. So, yeah, it's like pinky up Aldi's.
It's like Aldi's fine china.
All days.
Yeah, Aldi's is the bomb now. I support Aldi's.
I love Aldi's.
I'm down with Aldi's, yo.
Aldi's rocks.
Aldi's and Dollar General is life.
It is my life.
Lidl's too.
Huh?
Dude, I budget a family
Lidl's
of
too.
4 on Aldi's, and it's great.
Yeah, Aldi's. If Aldi's don't have it or Dollar General, we don't need it.
We don't need it. That's right. We don't need it. If Aldi's does not make it, we do not need it. Unless Dollar General has it, then we can get it too.
Yeah. That's life. That's how you save money. That's like the rule of finance. Like, don't go to Walmart because, like, they get you.
It's a trap.
They will suck you dry, yo.
Actually, recently there was a mass shooting at Walmart near me.
Was that near you, Biggs? I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy. Everybody got to be careful out there. Everybody got to chill.
This is what happens when you have companies making hand over fist in profits and not paying employees enough.
Well, actually, it's because the dude was getting bullied at work.
He was. You get told you can't take this day off, you can't take that day off, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're in fucking jail.
Yeah, some works are like jail, yo. I work for myself and it's like jail. It sucks. My boss a dick. He's like, go drive the truck, yo. Get up early in the morning, yo.
So,
fucking go get your paycheck, asshole.
All right. Oddly enough.
Write your own check, bitch. Yeah, my boss a dick.
So oddly enough, John Benet's body was found inside the home of inside the house in the utility room, which was in the basement. But it was found like 8 hours later. The body was found by her dad, and duct tape was found across her mouth, and smooth cord was wrapped around her neck. When police arrived, it was suspected that the crime scene was heavily compromised because the dad picked her up, brought her into the living room, which was crawling with all of these police officers. Like, nobody was like, stop moving. We need to take evidence. And they're still like scaling the house. Why didn't they think to look everywhere?
Well, they obviously made a mistake. But yo, wasn't she like some kind of like famous like girl, right?
She was a
like
beauty
a model.
pageant.
I think it was
So
like
it's child beauty pageants.
I think it was crazy parents, and they were like saying she was kidnapped, and then it went too far, so the father just did it real quick, and then was like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? Yeah, they did it, yo.
Yeah.
Something happened, and they either were responsible for it or they were responsible for covering it up. That's what I think. I don't fuck with kids. You don't fuck with kids.
I think maybe they did it for insurance money because I'm pretty sure they had insurance on it.
Probably. They were wealthy too, if I remember correctly. They were very wealthy.
Yeah, but at that time, maybe they weren't. They were living above their means at that time because they were trying to support their daughter.
Well, here's the thing.
Burger straight up like, no.
So here's the thing.
You don't know, Biggs.
So John, ready? No, hear this. So in this ransom note, right? Mm-hmm. There was a specific amount of money. First of all, now this specific amount of money wasn't for like $10,000. This was for like $200 and something thousand, like down to the penny, right?
Like some fucking.
But this was no.
Austin Powers
this person. No, this person knew that that's what John's bonus for Christmas bonus was. That was the exact amount that his Christmas bonus was. $200 and something thousand as his fucking Christmas bonus. Like, who the fuck? That's crazy.
Okay. What did he do?
I don't know. Web Dev Tim, how are you? Welcome in.
Happy Sunday again, Tim. Hopefully
Happy
you're having
Monday
a good
for
night.
you.
Yeah, it's Monday for you. Good morning.
Happy Monday. Starting off your week great with us and our babbling.
My man's a straight up night owl, for real. I love you, Tim. Hugs and nugs, brother.
Yeah, I agree. What's your pH? I agree.
Yeah, they're all gonna get it in the end. They're gonna end up at the farm, making them decisions.
Over the get tossed over the tracks, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuff like
That's how we roll here. You get tossed over the tracks.
Yeah, their soul goes to the coyotes.
Do you know? I don't. This was a little bit before. I remember hearing about it. The Chicago Tylenol murders.
The what?
The Chicago Tylenol murders.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
The motherfucker was like switching pills and shit. That's why we got safety seals now.
That's why we have safety seals. Very good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Very good. Round of applause. Hit the button.
Applause. Laughter or crying.
Applause. Good job.
I don't label my buttons, yo.
You should. But yeah, on September 29th of 1982, 7 people in the Chicago area ingested poison Tylenol pills.
Where were you in 82?
In my mama's belly.
Oh, shit.
I was an 83-year.
I was playing with like sandboxes and shit.
Consequently, collapsing and dying shortly after. The 7 victims included 12-year-old Mary Kellerman, 27-year-old Mary Reiner. What? All Mary. 3 Marys? Wait. So 12-year-old Mary Kellerman, 27-year-old Mary Reiner, 31-year-old Mary McFarland, 35-year-old Paula Prince, 27-year-old Adam Janus, and 25-year-old Stanley Janus, and 19-year-old Teresa Janus. So a whole family. That sucks. That's crazy. Adam,
and a lot of Marys, yo. 3 Marys?
3 Marys.
I think they were targeted.
Adam
Is
Janus,
that one family, though?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Is the Marys one family?
I don't know.
They were all separate Marys?
They were separate Marys, but the Januses were obviously...
Maybe Mary was just a popular name back then.
That's crazy.
Adam Janus ingested a Tylenol and died at the hospital. When the family came back to mourn, Stanley Janus and his wife Teresa took a Tylenol and died, making it 3 deaths in the same family on the same day. However, this tragedy is what led investigators to start connecting some dots. So, Cook County investigator Nick Fishos compared the Janus's Tylenol bottle to Mary Kellerman's bottle and noticed that they had one similarity, which was the control number MC2880. I guess that's kind of like the like when they have like callbacks, like if it's from this lot number.
Yeah.
Like the tag for the tablet.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Serial
number.
Yeah. He also smelt the bottles, and he said that they both smelled like almonds. And the poison cyanide is known to smell like bitter almonds. So in large amounts, it could cause seizures, cardiac arrest, and respiratory failure. The blood tests on all of the victims showed that they had taken a dose 100 to 1,000 times the lethal amount.
Of cyanide?
Of cyanide.
That's crazy. And see, a Tylenol or something's easy to kill someone by switching it because, like, I mean, if you got a headache and shit, you just take that shit, like, real quick. You don't really look at it and you just, like, shake up the bottle. You're like, oh, I'll take 2, pop. So then you like, uh-oh. But
because of this, I guess that's why we don't have to worry now. Because now we have all of these safety features on all pill bottles, you know?
But what if the motherfucker, like, works at the factory, though?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, that's what I think they were getting at about with the lot number.
So then all the precautions, it happens before it. So
yeah.
So like, say you're making like a case of this shit, and you're packing it, and you got to send one to the lab. So you send a good one to the lab, and then the other ones you switch right before. You know what I'm saying? So it could still happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't take Tylenol, yo. Just smoke weed.
Just don't be an asshole. Why you gotta try to kill people? Just be nice to each other, people. That's all we ask. If you learn anything from Pot of Coffee podcast, just be kind to people. Kill them with kindness if they're mean to you.
Why you gotta kill them?
Because you're killing them with kindness.
They're still dying though.
Sticking a flower up their asshole.
The bitch gonna turn you into a vase.
There you go.
She'll have you fucking face down, ass up with a fucking daisy coming out your butthole. I'm gonna find flower visuals now.
Flowers up the asshole. I wonder if we can get Andy Mecca or Arta Mike to do like a vase with like a butthole pucker.
With a butthole pucker.
With like a puckered butthole to hold the flower, like a single flower. It's just like a daisy. And on the bottom it'll say fresh as a daisy. So let's change it up just a little bit from People Unsolved Mystery to this one, which is kind of really cool, I thought. The ghost ship of the Mary Celeste. Have you ever heard of the ghost ship, the Mary Celeste?
Not sure.
I heard of Celeste Pizza, like Mama Celeste. That
Really?
shit's good. They got these little meatballs. They got like spicy. They
Vaguely.
good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, vaguely.
The little meatballs is good. Some peppers and shit. Like their Supremes is the one it's at.
I've been around for the podcast episodes, but from what I see, I really love the guys' podcast.
Oh, Ruby DeChoro. Man,
Oh, thank you, Ruby. Oh, I'm glad.
y'all are incredible. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hopefully it puts a
I'm
giant
glad you're
smile on
enjoying
your
this.
face. What'd you say?
I was just saying, I'm glad you're enjoying our chit chat and our delirium at some point.
Yeah, we just try to have fun, relax, kick back. That's awesome. You're appreciating it. Giant love.
Has anybody heard? So DJ Leprechaun said vaguely. So on December 4th.
Oh, nuh-uh. When did you do that?
Wait, what?
Hold up. We gotta get some shit together.
What, Rudy?
Ruby.
Oh, okay. So Jabroka Jabought is Rudy.
Ruby.
Ruby
DeChoro.
is Jabroka Jabought.
That's insane. Y'all just blew my mind.
Y'all gonna make
Yo,
me
hugs
blow
and
my
nugs, Ruby.
mind.
I always change my name to something stupid. Well, it's not stupid if you like it.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it was you. Now I know it's you. So,
Now we know.
plus it has a nice ring to it. Ruby DeChoro. I like it. I dig it. I appreciate you, Ruby. We're gonna forget about you, broke it. It's not Ruby. Ruby's my homie.
Ruby
love ya.
Jabroke it.
No, just Ruby.
Ruby
DeChoro.
Jabroke it.
That's badass. Name changing. That's so cool. That blew my mind, yo.
So the ghost ship of the Mary Celeste. On December 4th of 1872, a British-American ship called the Mary Celeste was found abandoned and floating in the Atlantic Ocean. It was found to be perfectly seaworthy, and its cargo was fully intact, except for a lifeboat, which it appeared had been boarded in an orderly fashion. We may never know the reason why, because no one was on board or from on board was ever heard from again.
Is that movie, The Ghost Ship?
It might be loosely based on it. I couldn't tell you. I've seen the movie, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Got you.
It was set to sail from New York to Italy of November of 1872. The ship was manned by Captain Benjamin Briggs and a 7 10-man crew, including Briggs's wife and their 2-year-old daughter. Supplies on board were set to last for 6 months. And there were luxurious items on board, including a sewing machine, an upright piano, and historians and commenters generally agree that to abandon such a wealth on that ship and how that ship was just like pristine and there was nothing wrong with it.
I know what happened.
That there must have been some extraordinary and alarming circumstance for that to have happened.
I know what happened since
happened?
You said piano. It was Liberace's piano, yo.
He wasn't even born yet.
How do you know? He was a ghost the whole
Because
time.
he died in like the friggin' 80s.
Only because he wanted you to think he was dead. He was never alive
This
in
is
the
like
first place.
300 years ago.
What if he's a vampire, yo?
The last entry on the ship's daily log reveals nothing unusual, and inside the ship, all was in order. Like there was nothing like thrown around, like nothing, like there was no panic on board, nothing. Conspiracy theories over the years have included mutiny, a pirate attack,
Fucking
or
barnacles.
even the McCracken. Is that what it's called? The Kraken. There you go. Not McCracken. The Kraken. Phil McCracken.
That'd be badass,
The
yo. If
Kraken.
like nowadays, like the Titanic just rolled into port, just like
Right.
showed up. That'd be awesome. Just like you just hear like this big horn and everybody's like, "Holy shit!" The Titanic's all rusty and shit.
Like just donking.
It's not even in the water. It's like floating 3 feet above it.
Because it's a ghost ship. I got it.
Motherfuckers be like waving like it's real and shit. It's like, oh shit.
Well, if the ship was in pristine condition,
There was
it definitely
nothing
wasn't
wrong
the
with it.
Kraken.
Yeah, there definitely wasn't the Kraken, but they said there's definitely. I mean, obviously something had to have happened. Like people don't just disappear. Do you think they were abducted?
What
They've
if
been
you?
abducted
Well-
by aliens.
What if it was like
What?
Medusa?
They would be turned to stone. They'd still be there.
Yeah, but maybe they didn't turn the stone on a boat. They turned the stone on the Medusa Island, and the boat floated away because like water moves and tides and shit.
What were you saying, Biggs?
Man, Brookers is like, shut up, Bruce.
Was the lifeboat still there, or was
No.
it gone?
The lifeboat was still there, but it was taken off to the point where like people were going to use it, and it looked like there was like everything was ordered for people to get on there and use it, but it was never used.
So if it didn't make it in the water, it got stuck. So they were forced out. They jumped.
And sharks ate them.
But what would make them do that?
Pirate attack.
Pirates? Yeah, maybe pirates.
But then the pirates would have taken everything. Like, we have a pirate in the chat, yo. He knows he would have looted all that booty.
Who would have gotten the booty?
We would have got the booty.
So,
Well, how far out in the water was this ship?
Well, it doesn't matter
Oh,
if it
you
was
said-
in. If
it
said
was
it's
going.
traveling.
It was going from the states. No, from
But if it was in pristine,
New York to Italy.
if it was in pristine condition, there was nothing wrong with it. So it ain't like it ran out of gas and it had to, something had to happen. I don't know. Maybe there's a crazy person on the ship threw everybody off, and then like sharks ate everybody.
But how
Makes
did he
sense.
get away then, or she?
He didn't. He sharked himself.
Sharked himself.
He was trying to do the lifeboat and fell overboard and then got sharked.
All right, let me ask y'all a question, and this includes chat. Okay, where were you on September 7th of 1996?
I was
September 7th
I was in high school, yo, doing my high school shit, reading
of
books,
1996.
learning. I was a junior.
I was in 8th grade, I think.
I was doing junior shit.
I was 10 years old.
My man was going down the slide like, wee.
I was
Yo.
13.
I was riding bikes and everything.
Pulling wheelies. Ain't fucking around. I was driving.
Well,
I gave up my bike by then.
September 7th of 1996 at the MGM Grand Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tupac Shakur, was seen attending Mike Tyson's boxing match. After the match, Tupac left with the CEO of Death Row Records, Suge Knight. Upon the departure of the match, Tupac and his bodyguards got into a fight with a Compton-based Southside Crips gang member, Orlando Anderson, in the lobby of the MGM. After the fight was broken up, Tupac and Knight left in Knight's car, with Tupac's entourage following in cars behind them. While stopped at the intersection of the Flamingo and Koval, a white Cadillac pulled up to the passenger side of Knight's car and shot out the window, hitting Tupac 4 times. It also grazed Knight in the head with a bullet fragment. So I think we all remember that one.
Yeah, that's not really too unsolved.
It is unsolved. It is unsolved.
Well, they don't know
I
who
don't
killed
think
him, but
Suge Knight killed him. I think Suge Knight hired somebody to kill him.
yeah, but he wouldn't have put himself in the car that they're shooting at. He ain't that stupid, yo.
Maybe he was the driver because the other person couldn't drive or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but then he
Or
would
he
have called
didn't
it
want
off.
to
He wouldn't
focus
have
on
put
the
himself
shooting
in
and
that
the driving.
situation. I think it was just the people retaliating for the fight.
So you think it was
The people he was fighting with at the casino followed him, shot him up.
the gang?
yeah.
Gang related.
Shot up the car and took off, and they just don't know who it is. They dumped the car in the desert. I mean, that's Vegas, yo. It's all deserts and shit.
Well, in 2014, retired LVPD Sergeant Chris Carroll revealed that he was actually the first police officer at the scene. According to Carroll, when he opened the car door, Tupac fell out of the car covered in blood, and Carroll asked, "Who shot you?" Tupac took a deep breath and said, "Man, fuck you."
Yeah.
And that was his last words. So he was then taken to the UMC hospital and placed on life support and into a medically induced coma. On September 13th, 6 days later after the shooting, Tupac died as a result of his injuries at the age of 25. They have never arrested anyone in connection with the murder. They also failed to do a follow-up with Yaki Khadifi, a member of Tupac's entourage who claimed he could identify the assailant. Unfortunately, he was murdered only 2 months after Tupac.
That was that gang cleaning up the sloppy shit, yo.
No other arrests have been made.
Gangs are ruthless. And they might not even arrested the killers because, like, you know, back then and shit, like, the gang might have been big enough to pay off the cops and shit. So,
Yeah.
they could have been, like, the local gang fucking... And then the cops got to look the other way, which is why they, like, bunked the whole fucking investigation and shit.
Okay, but back in the 90s...
Shit was super crooked.
Cops hated...
No.
gangs and anything gang related, and they were very racist. And
but also back then
the 90s was bad.
You had cops back then fucking selling drugs and also doing the other side.
You did.
So that's probably what it was.
But I mean, then again, it was also Vegas.
If that gang's running that city, the cops are making money off that gang, so they can look the other way because they're getting all paid. They on the salary, yo. They'll put the whole police department on salary, yo, if it's big enough drugs. And then it's Vegas. And that might be like the biggest coke hookup for all of Vegas and shit back then.
Yep.
And then Tupac just was like, fucked with them. They got him. And the cops are like, it don't matter. We don't care if you're a rapper, dude. These guys are making us millions.
Yeah.
I see it. I mean, shit happens, yo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just happened to be that Tupac was famous, you know?
But then you also have the whole conspiracy that he's not really dead.
Yeah, that's right. We're at your PH. That shit, that's how it goes. Prisons, all that. I mean, all them people are supposed to be cops and doing this, have this oath, and it's all bullshit, yo. They all doing crooked shit for extra dollars. Everybody got some kind of side hustle. And then if you got a little bit of power, it makes you even, like, get away with it more because, like, you know what I mean? You got that badge or whatever. I'm not saying just cops. Like, everybody does. Doctors do it, shit, with prescriptions and side hustles for pain pills and shit. Everybody got something going on, yo.
Yep.
Yeah,
Totally
they fucking
agree.
riding that fucking side hustle dildo. They got that big old side hustle dildo.
Waxing that side hustle dildo.
Straight getting it.
The funny part is when we all go, we're gonna be all judged, and they're gonna be like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, no, I agree, man. Just don't be asshole to people. Right? Like, be nice to people. Do unto others. Man, mind your own business with shit.
Oh no,
Like, I don't like your haircut. You don't see me sitting there telling you that.
I ain't sweating that judgment shit. I ain't gotta worry.
I mind my own P's and Q's.
That's why I ain't gotta worry about that judgment shit. I ain't sweating it. I ain't do no shady
Snitches get
shit.
stitches. Right?
I do good about it.
You do. I think so. So this next one's really creepy and weird. You ready for this one? And this one didn't happen that long ago.
Why don't you breathe and have a dab?
Actually, I gotta pee. I'm gonna pee first, have a dab, and then we're gonna get into this, and then it's
Wow.
gonna be fun.
See, if you're under 100 followers on Twitch, you can say words like, I gotta go take a pee.
I gotta go pee. I gotta go tinkle. That's what my great aunt used to say. I'm gonna go tinkle.
I try to have her watch Andy Mecca, but I want her to learn these pro streamer tips. She's not getting it. Andy Mecca would never say, I gotta go pee. Tim knows. DJ Bruce would never be like, I gotta go pee. Yeah, he lives that pro streamer life, yo. I love that guy. That guy's fucking hilarious. We were watching him in Discord earlier, sitting here laughing, just rolling before the podcast. It was great. And he's the man. So there you go, Biggs. You could add the podcast. I got enough to say. I talk all day and shit.
I can have the podcast.
There you go.
Shoot, I'm here just for the smoke and the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes my opinion comes in. Sometimes it doesn't.
My back teeth are swimming.
What?
That's what Andy says when he has to go pee-pee. I don't say nothing. Normally I wait till the Alien Queen dances. And then I wait for like a song and I get like a minute. And I like go flying down through the house. Take like the quickest piss ever. Half-ass wash my hands and then get back to it. That's that
bottle and sanitizer is all you need, son.
That's that DJ life, yo.
Anybody got any plans for next week? Any exciting plans other than work? Like us working folk?
No, I'm just working. Pounding them miles. Hitting them streets. Taking the little pilgrims to school. At least tomorrow's Monday, yo. Them kids stink on Friday. They need like a Wednesday bath, yo, because like they only bathe on Saturdays as bathing day for like the whole community.
Yeah.
So like Monday, they have like they have a little ripeness, you know, because they only have like one pair of clothes too, so they don't change their clothes, they don't change their nothing. And man, by Friday in the truck when I'm picking up these little motherfuckers, good lord, I be putting Vicks in my nose, just so I don't have, like it's bad. They smell like onions farted.
Like onions farted.
For real.
For real.
As a new meaning to onion vapor, right?
Yeah, and then it's cold out now too, so we got like the windows up in the van and shit, and there's like 15 of these little motherfuckers packed in here. Air freshener, I got them in the front of the trucks, in the back. Air freshener run. Like these kids get in the truck and they are ripe on like a Thursday or Friday. Air freshener, like I'm out of here.
You want this one?
Fucking little trees from the mirror jump out the window.
You want a grab, man?
Yeah, I'll get it in a second.
Ain't no helping you, sir.
Nah, there's no help here. They ripe. But to be honest, they're not as bad as the adults. The adults are riper. But I don't fuck with the adults no more.
That's good.
So yeah, there's a free Amish story for y'all.
A free Amish story.
Normally you gotta pay like channel points for those. It's very expensive. Cause like it's secrets of the Amish, you know. I'm giving away secrets here, so we can't just give away secrets for free.
Not willy-nilly.
No, you gotta pay. It's a high price.
No.
Yeah, they only bathe on Saturdays before church. And the reason why they're not allowed to see themselves naked, because they'll be tempted to they'll be tempted to play with themselves. So they actually take like a family bath.
A family bath?
Yes.
That's so disgusting.
The father goes first, then the kids, and then the mother goes last.
Let's see, the dirtiest should go last.
And they all use the same water. So by the time they go, it's fucking black and shit. It's nasty. Yeah, it's gross.
This is so gross.
And then that's what they do all week, only on Saturdays. The rest of the week, no deodorant, no nothing, no change of clothes, same dresses, same hats, same clothes, same shirts.
All right, I think you're turning off the audience now.
Just smelling like farting onions. Farts and onions, yo. Yeah, till the next Amish story. Brookers went to pee, yo. I had to talk about something. I gave Biggs the podcast, and he was like, I'm just here to smoke. Like, so
Smoke weed and talk.
I had to give him a freebie with the Amish. But yeah, save your channel points, folks. I got some insane Amish stories, yo. I tell you about some shit. It's crazy.
So, have you heard of the Watcher House?
The Watcher House?
The Watcher House. So, in June of 2014, Maria and Derek Bradu and their 3 young children were getting ready to move into their new home in Westfield, New Jersey.
Westfield.
Fuck
that, yo.
They claimed the 6-bedroom house was their dream home, and it was located just a couple of blocks away from Maria's childhood home. So 3 days after closing the sale, before they had even began to move in, a letter arrived in their new mailbox. The letter was addressed to the lucky new owner in big, clunky handwriting. The typed letter reads as follows.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Dear newest neighbor, allow me to welcome you to the neighborhood. How did you end up here? Did 657 Boulevard call to you with its force within? 657 Boulevard has been the subject of my family for decades now. And as it approaches its 110th birthday, I have been put in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming. My grandfather watched the house in the 20s, and my father watched it in the 60s. It is now my time. Who am I? There are hundreds and hundreds of cars that drive by 657 Boulevard each day. Maybe I am in one. Look at all the windows you can see from 657 Boulevard. Maybe I am in one. Look out any of the many windows of 657 Boulevard at all the people who stroll by each day. Maybe I am one. What the fuck?
Could you imagine when we bought our house and we were moving in and we checked the mailbox and it was like that shit was in there? I'd freak out, yo. I couldn't deal with that.
WebDev says this sounds like the Netflix show. Is this the one that you were talking about? That's weird. Could you imagine?
What would you do, Beggs?
Shit, I get the hell out of there.
But you just bought the house, yo.
You bought it. Like,
you had your
closing
and shit.
I don't know. I'd be like out of there. I'd be trying to sell that shit.
Like you can't take houses back. Like you're not just like return.
Hey, I got this house on the market, y'all. Y'all want to buy it?
Sell it on the cheap.
Or if the person watching the house, I'd be like, you want to buy it?
Yeah, I'd put a letter back for him and be like, yo, did you miss the sale or like do you want to like rent a home? Yeah. I could finance
I'll
this.
I'll turn it into an Airbnb. So the letter also mentions specifics about the Bradu family. You have children. I have seen them, the letter continued. So far, I think there are 3 that I have counted.
Oh, I'd be shooting at a motherfucker.
Do you need to fill the house with the young blood I requested? Better for me. Was your old house too small for the growing family? Or was it the greed to bring me your children? Once I know their names, I will call them and draw them to me.
Wow.
At the bottom of the letter, the author used a cursive font to sign The Watcher.
That dude is a pedophile, yo.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so like I heard about this story on YouTube, I believe.
Did he take the kids and shit? Like
Web Dev said it was on Netflix.
Yeah, but I heard about it on TV, on YouTube, and it is based on a true story. But in the story,
well, all of these are true that I'm telling you guys. I'm not fibbing with any of these. These are all true stories.
On the YouTube video I watched, it got to the point to where the people thought that the father was doing the ransom notice and stuff like that.
Like they thought it was him?
Yeah, because he eventually sent a ransom note to somebody else in the neighborhood.
Like fucking with others?
What?
Yeah.
Why do people do this shit? Isn't that like the kid that got caught with the balloon and it was like the father that did it?
That's what I think happened with that Ramsey girl, yo. Like they were trying to be like, oh, she got kidnapped and shit, but like then the cops and investigators show up and the father panicked. And then like that was his answer, like, because they knew they were going to find him off. You know what I mean?
So
if he had a lot of money made, he'd pay him off.
Maybe.
True. To invest. Yeah. Something was fucked up.
Wait. So after receiving the letter, the family reached out to the previous family who had sold them the house, John and Andrea Woods. They said that during the 23 years of living there, they had never received a letter like that except once, a few days before they were getting ready to move out of the house. The Woods family also stated they had never felt watched in the 2 decades that they had lived in the house, and in fact really felt the need to lock their door at night. While they thought the note they received was odd, they threw the note away without much concern. Still, the 2 families went to the police with the letter, and an investigation was opened.
I think it was the dude. And then
the father?
Yeah, because he was about to move there, so he sent them a letter. And then he sent himself a letter. Then he made a big deal about it and shit. And then he sent somebody else a letter to get the like case off of him, but he got himself like looked at. So it was him, yo. But it is creepy.
Well, so the family that lived there before said they did get a letter, but it was like before they moved out, like right before they were moving out, like when they first sold the house.
He got it right before he moved in.
Yeah.
I think he's
responsible for it.
Yeah, it's too fishy, yo. Like, we should be like weed investigators, yo. We'll smoke a lot of weed and go solve this shit. Like, let's take this on the road.
You heard about this one. What's your pH? Well, the police warned the families not to tell anyone about the letters, including their neighbors, who were now all suspects. 2 weeks later. Yeah,
because they want to single them out.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, even though the family still hadn't moved in, they received a second letter with even more chilling specifics about the family, including the children's birth order and nicknames. The watcher also asked, "Will the children sleep in the attic, or will you all sleep on the second floor? Who has the bedrooms facing the street? I will know as soon as you move in. It will help me to know who is in which bedroom. Then I can plan better." Several weeks later, the family had put their plans on hold to move in. A third letter arrived saying, "Where have you gone to? 657 Boulevard is missing you." What the fuck?
Yep.
What is your PH pothead said? Is this the one where they were gonna do work on the house and all of a sudden the letters started appearing and they were screaming up in the attic or something? Honestly, I have not seen this. This is all unsolved mysteries that I have found on the internet. I have not, there's some of them that I have heard or seen about. I have not heard or seen about this before. So I have not seen any movie on this, so I cannot tell you one way or another. By the end of 2014, the case was stalled. There's no digital trail, no mental effects were taking a toll on the family. There were no fingerprints and no way to place somebody at the scene. Only 6 months after they received the letters, they decided to sell the house. It has been sold and is currently off the market. and the Watcher's identity still remains a mystery, and nobody else has received any letters. So I guess I kind of agree with you and Bruce. It had to have been the father.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't do anything to piss off a neighbor just yet.
Not only that, but maybe he bought the house and then had like buyer's remorse or something.
Maybe. Like, couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
New Jersey's expensive.
Yeah, New Jersey's expensive.
But yeah, in that story, the dad claimed, or it was investigated that the dad had sent a random letter to somebody else too.
Well, that's why I think the dad did it.
Yeah. It makes sense. I mean,
That's where it was. What's your PH? What, all this letter shit.
Yeah, that's where it was.
Was in Westerfield. I've been to Westerfield. So,
I've heard of this one. I think you've heard of this one. And I honestly didn't know that it was a real... Like, I knew a lot of the stuff that that TV show did was real. I did not know that this was real. The Axemen of New Orleans.
Narlins?
The Axemen of New Orleans. I've heard of it.
I never heard of it.
You have. You watched American Horror Story with me.
I've heard.
Remember the Coven?
I've heard of this one.
You've heard of it. Yous was there too.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, the Axemen of New Orleans, if you haven't seen American Horror Story Coven. That's the season it was on.
Horror Story.
In 1918, and over a period of 18 months, the city of New Orleans was haunted by a serial killer known as the Axeman. The Axeman was the personification of the boogeyman, only attacking at night, and was rumored to be responsible for 12 attacks and 6 deaths. To make this mystery even more chilling, he seemed to only creep on his victims while they slept.
ICP made a boogeyman song and I thought it was cool. Just saying. And I'm not even down with the clown, but I thought that song was cool. Whoop whoop.
That's crazy.
What, did I like that song or what she's talking about?
What she's talking about.
So oddly enough, the Axeman never used his own tools and only used what he could find in the victim's house, usually an axe.
Tim's down.
Which he then would leave at the scene of the crime. The majority of his victims were Italian immigrants or Italian Americans, leading many citizens of New Orleans to believe that the crimes were ethnically motivated. You gotta remember in the 20s, you know, when everything was at the height of immigration and stuff, full-blooded Americans didn't like us here immigrants. So,
yo, Brooker's just whipped out like some straight up Tennessee accent, crazy shit. She sound like Meemaw drinking sweet tea and shit. Damn old fucking dentures.
I mean, America was built on immigrants. Come on, people. We know this. So like even the mafia was even circulated to have been a part of this whole thing. He has never been found. Nobody knew who he was, and it is not true that he requested people to listen to jazz music. That was made up in the TV show. The great melting pot of the world. It used to be. That's what we used to think of ourselves as. I need to get some stoned. I can't tell if I'm some stoned or if I need to get some more stoned.
I need to get some stoned. All right. What do you want? You want flower or dabs?
Let's do a flower because it's my favorite bong. And then we're gonna get over. This is not. It should not be controversial. This one.
We don't do controversy. We adults here, I think. Biggs, let me know something.
Yeah. Yeah, we
What do you
know.
know
I know
about?
DJ Leprechaun. I know. So I'm curious if you are not an American here, what your thoughts were on this O.J. Simpson case.
Not American. So I can't talk. He had a cool truck,
Me
though.
neither.
I wanted that truck. I always wanted that shit. He had a
The
dope ride.
Broncos were nice.
Yeah. His was hot, too. Back then, that was like, if you had that truck, you were a king.
Yeah.
So
King of the road.
if you are not an American, what was your thoughts on the O.J. Simpson case?
I don't know. New ones are horrible. Yeah, the new ones don't even
they're
count.
gross
Like,
looking.
I don't even know what the fuck that is, yo. I don't even know what they did. It looks like someone, like, made a turd with wheels.
Didn't get much coverage over there. Really? Well, I guess it wouldn't. Like, what the fuck's football for you guys? You don't care about our football. So, I guess that was a silly question. That was a dumb question of me.
Who's OJ? Orange juice.
Orenthal James Simpson. So, on June 13th of 1994, the bodies of ex-wife, he was a football star, American football, O.J. Simpson. So Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald L. Goldman were found outside Nicole's townhouse, stabbed to death. At the time, Nicole and O.J. were divorced and living in separate residencies. The bodies were found by neighbors who were literally led to the bodies by Nicole's dog, who was reported to be incessantly barking around the time of the murders.
50 grand plus DJ Bruce. That'd be worth it.
Right?
That's a payoff.
Wasn't he in The Naked Gun? He was in a lot, and he still is.
Yeah, OJ's the shit. He's like a big superstar. Murderer. No.
This case captivated the entire country of the United States.
Yo, but OJ...
It was televised from the time that it happened to the time that O.J. Simpson was in his Bronco threatening to kill himself.
The whole chase and everything.
The whole chase.
And that's right, Tim. You must have quit if the glove don't fit.
Right?
Yo, he did that shit. He
I
paid
mean-
everybody off. He was a superstar, yo.
But there was so...
Yeah.
Yeah, and there were so many, like, contributing factors. So the timeline surrounding this is this. Ready?
Yeah, they ain't worth 50 grand. No. That's like them Jeeps, them four-door Jeeps, yo. They're like mad expensive. And they're like go-karts with big wheels.
They're ugly, as said.
They ain't worth it.
So the timeline is this. Ready? On June 12th at 6:30 p.m., Nicole and her children and others arrived at a restaurant. At 9:15 that same night, her sister called the restaurant to say that her mother had left her glasses there. Ronald Goldman goes to pick up the glasses. He worked at the restaurant. Anywhere between 9 and 9:30, O.J. Simpson and his friend Kaylin
Kato is
remember
wild,
him?
yo.
Head to nearby McDonald's for dinner. I think, wasn't he like a personal trainer? Wasn't that what it was, like a failing actor or trying to be actor?
I think he was an actor and just like lived with OJ, like his roommate.
I don't know. Okay, so anyways, so they wanted to go to McDonald's for dinner.
He said no.
At 9:45, they returned home from McDonald's. Cato was staying at OJ's guest house at the time. Between 9:48 and 9:50, Goldman leaves the restaurant with the envelope containing the glasses for Nicole's mother. At 10:15, Nicole's neighbor hears a dog bark and cry while he's watching TV. Prosecutors then theorized that these barks signalized the exact time that the murder was happening. So at around 10:15, I'm sorry.
It was a brutal murder too. stabbing.
Double murder.
Like knifing.
Yeah.
So that's like, that's a mess.
Yeah. At 10:25, a limo driver named Alan Park arrives at OJ's home. OJ was scheduled for a red-eye flight at 11:45. At 10:40, Cato reported he had heard 3 loud thumps on an outside wall of the guest house he was staying in. From 10:40 to 10:55, Alan Park, the limo driver, was buzzing OJ's intercom, but there was no answer. Just before 11, he reports seeing a shadowy figure that's around 6 feet tall and 200 pounds walk across the driveway. At 11, he tried buzzing OJ again, and this time OJ answered. He claimed that he had overslept and had just gotten out of the shower. At 11:45, he gets on his flight, and at 12:10 a.m. the next morning, the bodies are discovered.
All night out there. They were like outside and shit too.
Yeah, it was like out in the, like, I guess kind of like a breezeway where the driveway is.
I don't know. I think he did it. It kind of like everybody thought he did. Like we all knew he did it, but
Yeah.
he had money, yo.
Yeah.
And he was famous, and at that time, like now he don't really have money and shit because of all the trouble and all the lawsuits and all that other shit. But back then, I mean, he was like a god back then. So it was like he was getting off. He was sitting there smiling, yo. That's right, Leprechaun. Money talks, bullshit walks. He had the money. He had the power.
Yeah, evidence that was found at the crime scene included a bloodstained glove, a knitted hat, a bloodied footprint. And when OJ landed in Chicago, he was contacted by the detective and was told that his ex-wife had died. Upon hearing the news, he asked who killed her. He was questioned for 3 hours. He was initially charged with 2 counts of murder and was declared a fugitive when that whole high-speed chase thing happened.
Yeah. That was a big deal.
Yeah, which was, I mean, it was a memory for anybody who saw that happening. Because that's like big. You had the news helicopters following him.
That was on like every TV station. I remember that. I was out at a club when that shit happened. They had that shit on the bar TV, and yo.
Yeah, his friend who he was on the phone with. So OJ was on the phone with his friend Al Cowlings. And Al Cowlings was on the phone with the police. So, you know, he had said that OJ didn't stop because he was holding a gun to his head and that he was suicidal. The chase would eventually end at OJ's home in Brentwood. Inside the car, they found makeup adhesive, a fake mustache, OJ's passport, and a gun.
He was about to do some shady shit, yo.
Yep.
Where was he? Like, do you remember?
He was going.
Where was he going? Like,
he was
what
gonna go
direction?
head for Mexico because fucking he killed 2 people. But then he was like, "I'm OJ." He was on the phone buying himself time, getting a good lawyer. Once he found out he got a good lawyer, he pulled that truck over, yo.
Hell yeah.
He was just buying himself time. It was either run for Mexico, but he knew the jig was up, so he was all trying to get that fucking lawyer guy. What was his name?
Johnny Cochran.
Yeah, he was calling Johnny.
Hey, Johnny Cochran.
He was like, "Man, if you take this case," Johnny was like, $2 million, yo. You
And
good?
what was that, Marsha?
Marsha, yeah, poor Marsha. She got her ass handed to her.
So what followed was one of the most publicized trials in U.S. history. So OJ was represented by, they were known as the Dream Team. You had Robert Shapiro, Johnny Cochran. It also included F. Lee Bailey, Alan Dershowitz, Robert Kardashian, who is the father of the Kardashians, Sean Hawley, Carol E. Douglas, and Gerald Ullman.
Gerald Ullman, yo, he was the shit.
There was also 2 lawyers, Peter Newfield and Barry Schick, who are additional attorneys. They actually specialized in DNA evidence.
Interns.
I don't know if they were interns.
I just try to be part of this, Bookers.
You are. You're doing great. With all the information I have to spew out, you guys are doing great. I hope you're all hanging in there.
I think Biggs fell asleep.
No, I'm here.
No, I'm just keeping
Biggs
it
likes
alive,
this
yo.
stuff. Big likes this stuff.
Keeping it alive, keeping the comedy here, you know, doing that thing.
Yeah.
So basically, when you are faced with a murder trial, you don't need to prove necessarily innocence. You have to put doubt in the jury's mind. Because if there's any reasonable doubt, they cannot convict you. Did you know that?
Chewbacca defense.
But did you know that? Like, that's like how that works.
Cheers, what's your pH? I'm with that. I'm gonna do a dab for my homie.
So
I fucking love my DJ people. I'm sorry, Brookers.
You're fine.
Me and my DJ people be ruining your show.
That's cool. It's the DJ Bruce podcast.
Cheers, y'all.
Name change.
What?
Name change.
Who
DJ
doing that?
Bruce podcast.
Oh no, none of that.
So what they tried to do, and they did it successfully. They put reasonable doubt concerning the validity of the state's DNA. At that time, it was a new form of evidence, so you could convince a jury that this evidence may not be what they're saying it is. So that would ensue reasonable doubt.
Science ain't real, yo.
The defense team also cited that there was other misconduct by the LAPD related to systematic racism and incompetence. On October 3rd of 1995, O.J. Simpson was acquitted. The glove did not fit, so we must acquit. To this day, no other suspects have been questioned, and the murders remain unsolved. And I also think it's important to mention that there was a civil suit brought against him, and he lost. Wrongful death suit.
I also think it's important to mention to always buy gloves one size smaller than your hand. If y'all can squeeze into them and do your business, and obviously in the court, y'all good. Just some advice.
Take it from us. We know about these things.
For real, think about it. Next time you at the hardware store buying them gloves and them shovels, just, if you're medium, get a small. You'll be all right. The blisters are worth it. It'll be worth it in 6 months.
If you're size 8 shoe, get size 13.
Yeah. Always buy shit. Buy like clown shoes and shit.
You know what I learned from? Have you ever seen Dexter?
I haven't.
Like he's a serial killer who works for the police department. He's like the lab technician, I think. Anyways, he's a murderer. He's a serial killer. And he only kills people who like deserve it, right? So I guess he's like, you can kind of find him likable. So he has a kill room and everything is sterile, like including himself. Like he doesn't even wear his clothes and stuff in there.
He'll be killing you butt ass naked.
He does. He had like, didn't he like wrap himself up in like the saran wrap and stuff?
Wow.
Yep.
So that's why the cover for the series shows him wrapped, or I guess wrapping himself in. Yeah. Okay.
It's a good show. It's a cool show. I liked it. It's older, and I think they actually just came out with a revamp not that long ago. But yeah, it was a good one.
Motherfucking revamp.
Yeah, I'll check that one out.
So yeah, OJ did that shit.
Yeah, he did.
That's it. Bruce and Beggs, we decided.
The new series is good, WebDev says.
All right.
Of Dexter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You gotta watch the old one first.
Tim knows his shit, so make sure you go watch it. I'm serious.
Is it a different name? Is it a different name?
It should just be Dexter.
Okay.
You should. I think maybe New Blood. I don't know.
Yeah, and he said you gotta watch the old one, so do it. Make sure you get binge watching.
Binge watching.
Hit the Dexter up. Get refreshed on the old ones, and then hit them new ones. Get the popcorn.
So, what do you know about Escape from Alcatraz?
That's an interesting ass thing. I seen a bunch of stuff. I know about that. I know about jail, yo.
All right, am I gonna hit any triggers? I need to know now or forever hold your peace.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories about it. So formerly, it was a military base. It's a high security prison, Alcatraz. It sat on 22-acre island known as the Rock, about 1.25 miles away from San Francisco. Because of this, the prison was deemed to be inescapable.
Yeah, they did, Tim. That's how I learned about it. Mythbusters was the shit.
Did an episode on it. Yep. So the water surrounding the prison hovers around 48 to 54 degrees all year long. It has very strong currents.
Yeah, that's a fucked up part.
Yeah, as time went on, the prison would fall into disrepair and the budget to fix numerous problems was limited. So this would become a resounding factor in the inmates. Clarence Anglin, John Anglin, Alan West, and Frank Morris escaping. So because of the deterioration and how bad the prison actually was, they felt that they had to do something to escape because they were just dead men anyways.
Yeah. Well, when you get a sentence like that, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
And back then, I mean, people were really ruthless, especially the men in prison. Extremely ruthless.
You get a sentence like that, you extremely ruthless because you got nothing to lose now.
Yeah.
You in the prison the rest of your life, so what are they going to do, lock you up?
Well, it was reported that West approached Morris with the plan to escape in early 1960. West knew of a ventilator cover in cell block B that might not have been sealed over with concrete like the majority of the vents. If this was true, it could provide them with a way to get on the roof of the prison from the inside. West also began working with the maintenance crew that provided him insight into the building structure. So I guess kind of like a work program that he was in is where he found this. So by September of 1961, the Anglin brothers, John and Clarence, Morris and West, requested cell moves that made each of them closer to each other in cell block B, which was directly under that unsecured vent. And all the moves were approved. So they didn't see anything suspicious about these 4 guys that had been spending extra time together to request to be moved closer to each other.
Yeah, that's all right, though. They do that, though. You put in for shit like that. That's normal.
Is it?
You get,
like you want to like move next to your
you
friend?
You put in a request for a different cell, or if like someone leaves or goes to a different block, you can put a request to get their bunk in for when they leave. So if like your buddies with their roomie, you could upgrade your cell to be in like a better section, because like each section of the block is like its own section. You know what I mean? You kind of got like a good neighborhood, a bad neighborhood. Never really want to live downstairs because all the flooding happens upstairs, and well, there's only toilets to flood, so you're gonna be sitting there and poo-poo.
So, I mean, the lengths that these guys had to come up with. I mean, this plan was elaborate.
You got nothing else to do.
So, so ready. Here's how it went down. So, phase 1 involved creating a head, like a fake head.
Yeah.
Like a painted, like dummy heads. They were made of plaster and soap and concrete and other materials, including real hair. They really went out.
You have to, because the guards come around. The motherfuckers come around every so many minutes. Like, sometimes you don't even got time to fucking beat off.
So
motherfuckers always shining flashlights and shit on you when you're trying to sleep.
You can't hold it?
Hold
you can't
what?
control your urges?
For years?
Yeah.
Try go to jail, yo. Tell me.
So they laid the heads in their beds to fool the guards. And, well, obviously it did, because on June 12th, the escape began at 7 a.m. The guards discovered that they were still, quote-unquote, asleep in their beds, and it wasn't until one of the guards reached into Morris's cell and pushed the head. It fell onto the ground, and the guards realized that something was wrong. To this day, the dummy head still does have some damage that happened from when it fell, but they have it on display, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm talking from experience, Tim. I lived in some places. We know the system.
We know it a little bit.
I know the system. I might have known the inside a little.
So, like you said, Clarence worked as a barber and had access to the hair trimmings. And so that was phase 1. After that, the gang moved on to phase 2 of their plans to escape the prison. They went to work on busting out of their cells. All 4 of them had 5-inch by 9.5-inch ventilation grates in the back of their cells. And they're thinking that from his time in maintenance, West knew that the wall surrounding the grates was less than 6 inches thick, making it possible for each man to expand the hole in their cells to fit through.
Giant love. What's your pH? Have a great rest of your night. Have a wonderful start to your week. It's great hanging out with you. I appreciate and love you. Hugs and nugs, y'all.
Have a good one.
Damn, Biggs, you don't say goodnight to people?
See ya. Have a good night.
I be putting motherfuckers on the spot.
All right.
To escape the island, the prisoners made life preservers and a 14-foot rubber raft made from prison-issued raincoats. They gathered over 50 raincoats for the job. They stitched them together using sewing machines and vulcanized the rubber coats by holding the seams up to the heat from the steam pipes. I mean, this is genius if you think about it.
There's some smart motherfuckers in prison. Let me tell you, you got some straight geniuses in there. I've had some of the best food ever made out of the worst ingredients you'd ever see. But you got 5-star chefs, you got mechanics, you got electrical guys. I mean, you turn a light socket into everything.
Yeah.
Like, people are smart. People are really smart. And when you're locked up, and especially if you're on like a lockdown, like a 23-hour or something, you got nothing else to do. So you can sit there and stare at that all day long, and it'd be like a light bulb go off, and then you're gonna try it because what else you got to fucking do? Good night, what's your pH? We love y'all.
You know, the funny thing is, so they've never found the remnants of this raft from what I've read. They've never found the guys. They think they could have been eaten by sharks, but there's a lot of people that think that they could have made it.
Mythbusters made it, and they did the same exact shit.
Did they make it? I don't remember.
Yeah, they made it. It was rough, and like doing it at night and stuff, like you could, but they made it. So it's doable. I think they did it plausible because it would be like weather and tides and all that other stuff, but it's also plausible that they exploded and got eaten by sharks.
Well, because apparently, like the waters over there are extremely shark infested.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
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 No, because like, isn't that like San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So isn't that a bay or is that the actual ocean?
It's a bay.
Well, the part where San Francisco is the bay. There's
Yeah.
a bay area there. But I believe
Alcatraz is in the middle.
is like its own island that's in...
The bay.
I don't think... Is it in the bay?
I think it's in the bay.
I don't think it's... Bays don't have choppy
Yeah, they do.
waters and stuff.
Yeah, they got to
Yeah, they
flow.
do.
Yeah, they do.
Because the bay goes to the ocean.
To the ocean, and normally a river and all that shit dump into the bay, so you get crazy tides.
The
Like, you know
river
how when
runs
they're
through
like
it.
all the rivers meet and then go into the ocean, and it's all like crazy tides and shit there because everything's like mixing. That's kind of how it is.
I didn't think there would be sharks in there.
Yeah, sharks eat the water, man.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, so nobody has ever...
I think the Mythbusters had like a real hard time doing it, if I remember.
I do remember, yeah, I do remember that.
But they did it.
Right.
I was just saying because like I live near the Chesapeake Bay. I don't think that I've ever seen a shark over there.
I always,
you know,
ever since I grew up on Long Island, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have Jones Beach, and I mean, we have all the beaches and stuff there.
They got all damn beaches, yo.
And I will never forget when I was old enough. Now, the movie came out before my time. I was born in '83. But I was probably like 8 maybe when I first saw Jaws. It ruined the beaches for me. Completely ruined it. To the point where I have to, if I go into the waters, I have to walk in back of somebody. Like, you can go first, just a shark will get you first, not me. That's what I think in my head. Like,
Even
I'll walk in
shark
the
eat
exact
both
same
y'all.
places.
Yo, she be freaking out into the lake and shit.
I hate the fucking lake. That's disgusting.
She go crazy
you swim in a lake, that is disgusting.
She go crazy she go crazy in the pool.
That is the most disgusting. Like, dude I know. Listen to this shit. Ready? Dude I know.
Dude, she know.
Went tubing.
For real though, true story.
On a lake. Bacteria climbed up this motherfucker's asshole.
For real.
And got him so sick he was hospitalized.
Yeah.
Damn.
Up his fucking asshole.
That shit crawl right up your booty. Mm-hmm.
Straight up the booty.
It's like an amoeba type shit. Just zoop.
That's crazy.
Like,
yeah, fucked them up, yo.
Are disgusting.
Especially in, like, down here. Like, it's really hot here where I live. In the summertime and shit, the lakes be like, the water in the lake be almost 100 degrees. So it's like full of like bacterias and all types of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not good.
Web dev, we have disgusting lakes here.
Only in the summer is because of the heat. Like, it's kind of swampy lake.
Like brain eating amoebas.
Yeah, you got brain. Like, there's a lot of shit in the lakes, yo.
Like, do not go into a lake. Not here.
Yeah.
Not in the States. Do not. It is disgusting. I wouldn't even go in a river. Like, I wouldn't even go in a river, to be honest with you. Oceans,
Really?
yeah. Oceans are good.
Maybe up north, though. Like, up north, when I lived up north in, like, Pennsylvania and shit, I always went in, like, the Delaware. And, like, we had a bunch of lakes and shit. We'd swim. But they were, like, clear. Like, all the lakes down here, they're not clear, yo. They're, like, brown and green and fuck. I don't even know why people go in them. Like, people are like, let's go water skiing and the lake's green.
You know what I did notice,
yeah.
Web Dev? Web Dev, you're in Ireland, right? Right?
Y'all got emeralds and shit. That's why.
They got Nessie cleaning it all up.
No, that's Scotland.
No, Nessie.
She's in Scotland, yo.
Yeah. Nestle
Scotland?
Scotch.
Unless she swim back and forth. Maybe that's why they can't find her.
Yeah, Nessie, Scotland. Leprechaun nose. Yeah, well, anywho, you got like clean stuff over there. They got William Wallace and shit.
William Wallace?
William Wallace was Scottish too. Who was the crazy Irish guy? What was his name? The one who mooned everybody. He was cool.
Yeah, but Brokers, you keep saying Scotland, but they're Irish.
I know, I just changed it. I fixed it. I said I was sorry.
Oh. It's cool, Tim. We Irish too.
I'm Irish too. I mean, my family's from Kilkenny. I'm just retarded right now. So I'm gonna go over, going from there. We're gonna have one more, and I think I might continue it next week. And we're gonna have an awesome guest next week.
Yeah, we got something special. There's gonna be 4 people in here.
Yeah, there's gonna be 4 of us in here next week.
We're gonna do some interviewing. Mm-hmm.
I am
We-
so excited.
We're gonna have some show and tell. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
So,
Too?
Art of
Yeah.
Mike Disney is gonna be a guest.
Why are you spoiling it?
It's not spoiling. I gotta promote it, Holmes.
I was gonna make some hype and shit all week. Be like, you know what we're doing?
You're not gonna find out until Sunday.
Yeah, like show up on Sunday and find out. Now you're like, they're gonna be like, oh,
No.
yeah.
For
They do.
real though,
Sunday.
Art of Mike Disney. I am so happy and excited. I'm glad that we have met him.
Dude, he's a cool dude. He's been chilling with us on like the video games and shit. Like, I like that dude. He's
Yeah.
cool. Definitely follow him. His work's phenomenal
Can you
too.
give him a special
Hell
shout
yeah,
out,
it is.
please?
Okay, I will give the special shout out.
Thanks, Maud.
Wow.
Mod.
No, but for real, he's gonna be a guest on the show. We're gonna do getting to know you interview, so you guys can get to know him if you don't know him. He's an amazing mini artist. Is that what he calls it?
Yeah, he paints minis, yo.
Yeah.
And he's a mini sculptor too.
Yeah. I mean, his work, his painting alone. It's
crazy.
I just am in awe.
They look like little pieces of like a game piece or something. Like it's the size of your thumb, and it's like so detailed, it'll blow you away.
Yeah.
Like fucking, it's amazing. Ever since I met the guy, me and Brookers watch him like every morning.
Yeah.
We'd be having our coffee and shit, and fucking we're just like, wow.
So, and I also wanted to say this because we just wind up talking, and it's great and it's fun, but we don't always get to cover everything. Mike was asking earlier about a particular mystery, which I do have, but I think we'll get to it next week, especially since you're going to be on, and I know that it was a subject that you really did like.
Tim sent us a video that I'm playing. It's he says it's his local Nessie, yo.
Is that right?
That's right.
Is this guy's big Geraldo moment?
I don't know. It's just a long time ago, I guess.
Oh man, she's fly.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it later with sound. I just figured I'd play it since you sent it. We do shit right away here on Pot of Coffee. We get shit done. We're right on it. Plus these, like, them glasses, yo. He's a straight Hollywood.
He looks like my Uncle Sal.
He's cool. He probably did it. He killed OJ.
He killed OJ? OJ's still alive.
He did it. He killed them all.
Wow, there's some spiffy people there. Look at those. Man.
They all look like male porn stars. They're like ready to get down. They're like,
he's with a sketch artist.
Where the orgy at?
What? Them glasses.
It's the glasses and the mustache, yo.
Damn.
Look, he drawing wieners.
Were those the ones that you clipped on to your regular glasses?
Shit. The guy's fucking, he was just drawing like a dinosaur.
So, what's, WebDev, what is your Nessie's name?
Nessie?
Divers.
They looking. I don't know. I think there's so much stuff under the water that we don't even belong there. It's like not our planet because we're land creatures. Like they don't belong on the land. We don't belong in the water. So like you don't want to see sharks walking down the fucking street, do you?
Dude,
so
my brother.
Why are we walking down the shark street? Like obviously they're gonna eat us.
Listen, when that hurricane happened in Florida not that long ago, there's pictures of sharks in the street from like the surges that happened, the water surges. There was like sharks swimming in the freaking streets.
Wow. That's crazy.
So yeah, they all up in my business. Now what, DJ Bruce? Now what do I do?
What?
Shark was walking up on the freaking road.
That's because too many people go surfing. Like stay out the water, yo. We don't belong there. That's not our world. That's someone else's world.
Of Whitewood Lake. Aw, they weren't very creative back in the early 80s. Yeah, the monster. You would think they'd come up with like a cuter name like the Kilts. I don't know.
She said the Kilts.
Like we have like McGruff.
They don't even wear kilts in Ireland, yo. That's Scottish again.
No, Irish people wear kilts too.
I don't wear kilts.
Because your family was weird.
No, Irish people wear track pants.
No.
I thought that was Russians.
It's like the Russians, but we got cooler hats. See, Tim says they don't wear kilts. He says no.
Yes, they do.
No, he says no. He knows. He lives there. They don't even.
He knows he lives there.
They don't even have Nessies, yo. They have
monsters.
They have monsters.
Whitewood Lake.
See? No, we don't. See?
Yeah,
She don't know, Tim. We wear track pants and fucking grandpa hats. We know how to do it. We got style.
Mr. Rogers fucking pull over.
All right, last one. All right,
Taurus,
and then I am done. I am baked beyond baked.
Man,
Taurus,
I'm glad y'all are here. I'm glad y'all are laughing. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the DJ show. Just if y'all are smiling, we did our jobs. We truly did. I'm glad y'all are having a good time. I love y'all.
So, first of all, he should have disappeared because of his middle name. Period. And I didn't know this. So let's talk about, this is the last one for the night. The disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa. So his middle name was Riddle. I didn't know that.
Riddle?
Yeah.
Jimmy Riddle Hoffa?
Yeah.
That's silly.
That was his middle name.
Then you say half kilts in Scotland don't wear kilts. They wear... I wonder if they have kilts that are like skirts.
Like skirts?
Yeah. Skirts. You know how the ladies have like them like
I love skirts.
Business skirts, but they're really shorts, but you think they're skirts?
Yeah.
Maybe they have kilts
It's like the mullet for skirts. It's business in the front and party in the back.
I know a bunch of guys that live in Scotland. I'm going to ask them if they have them, and if they don't, I'm going to sell them. It's going to be on my website. It's going to be like, get the DJ Bruce skirts. Official kilt skirts.
Kilt skirt.
It's not a kilt, and they're not shorts.
It's the skirt.
It's just in case you want to do a cartwheel while bagpiping.
Yo, we can call them skilts. Motherfucking skilts at djbruce.com. I put my logo on the ass.
So James Riddle Hoffa
Utility kilts.
was the former Teamsters president from 1958 to 1971. The Teamsters were known primarily as a labor union for drivers. At 18, he succeeded in getting dock workers better pay by organizing a strike. He began organizing for the Teamsters a year later and gradually rose through the ranks. Hoffa's influence as Teamsters president was so significant. At the time, 90% of U.S. transportation was controlled by Teamsters, who was in turn controlled by Hoffa. So he ran everything.
Yeah, he was a boss.
In 41, Hoffa and his Teamsters were actually in a turf battle with their rivals in Detroit. It was during this time that he got involved with the mob. He hired the mob to get rid of his rivals in the city. It worked, and Hoffa was essentially then owned by the mafia.
Yeah, he was.
He ain't pay up. They made him disappear.
Bye-bye.
So
You're wearing concrete shoes, boy.
Well, they had a symbiotic relationship in which the mob...
Sleeping with the fishes.
The mob was able to take loans out of the Teamsters pension fund. So these funds funneled into many Las Vegas casinos, and in return, Hoffa and the pension fund then got a favorable return on those loans.
Well, of course. They gotta get that money.
How is one person... who's... Why is there nobody double checking?
Because they owned everybody.
Exactly.
They gave him an anal cleanse first.
Yo, they had so much money and they were making so much money that they were able to throw a little bit extra to everybody to keep them to shut the fuck up. So it's like, here's your shut up money. You'd have this extra $500 a week because you know about something you shouldn't know about. So just shut the fuck up or we kill you. Don't spoil it for the rest of us. Just be part and enjoy.
Well, and the thing is that he was really still, even though he had those connections to the mob, he was also really popular still with the union workers, the Teamsters.
Well, he did a lot of
good. He increased benefits and wages for workers.
But as much good as he did is as much bad as he was doing.
Oh, yeah. In the 40s and 50s, he was able to have good relationships with the mob until he started a 13-year prison sentence in 67. My tongue's not working. 13-year prison sentence. There you go. It was for crimes including bribery, jury tampering, mail fraud. He was then pardoned by Nixon in 71.
Yo, you can't fuck with the mail, though. They have their own FBI. They legit do.
Well, isn't that because of stuff like this that they had to start doing it?
It's because of everything, yo. The mail's no joke. They got their own, like, international shit and mail. Like, they don't fuck around. They don't need the police. They don't need the real. They got their own shit. And they got, like, the mail come arrest you. Like a U.S. postal officer and shit. Come fucking. And you don't even want to go to their prison, yo. They're no joke.
That's the postmaster's job, actually.
Yeah.
That motherfucker got more power than they got as much power as like FBI and shit. They crazy.
Because it's federal.
Yeah.
Well, when he was pardoned by Nixon in 1971, it was under the guise that it was as long as he abstained from any union involvement until at least 1980. And this would then lead to Hoffa's downfall. In 1976, it was discovered that the Teamsters' largest pension fund had been robbed of hundreds of millions of dollars. And 2 weeks later is when Hoffa vanished.
My man D.B. Coopered it, yo. They didn't kill him.
July 30th, 1975, he was seen at a Detroit area restaurant. He was asked to meet two acquaintances at 2 p.m. The acquaintances were suspects Anthony Tony Jack Giacalone and Anthony Tony Provenzano.
Tony Provolone.
The Sopranos.
Yo, and I'm not trying to be stereotypical or make fun of anybody or any cultures or anything like that.
But if you got a funny name.
But no, it's not even a funny name. It's kind of like TV shit and that stuff. So, like, there's no offense there. It's just a joke, yo. That's like DJ Bruce disclaimer, yo. This is for fun and games. No offense.
Don't take it to heart.
I'm not making fun of the Italian community or anything like that.
We're just stoned.
Or the Italian American community. So we all good people, yo. We love for the humans.
So they were both members of the mob.
But that shit was funny.
They never showed up to the meeting. And when they were both questioned by the FBI, they insisted that no meeting was ever even organized. There was lots of surveillance and bugging. Investigators found that mafia members who they thought were involved were either unwilling to talk about it or really didn't have a clue about it. They didn't even talk about it in private. Like they did like the bugs. You know how they like all the surveillance and stuff. So nobody was even talking about it in private.
He was wearing a wire, eh?
Well, despite the lack of evidence, there is wide agreement among crime historians and investigators close to the case that Hoffa was murdered by his enemies in the mafia.
You said Hoffa.
I said mafia.
No, you said Hoffa was murdered in the mafia.
Hoffa was murdered in the mafia.
Yeah, you did.
Is that what I said?
You did. I'll go back and clip it, yo.
Hoffa was murdered by the mafia. My new number one single.
Yeah, but how did they know he got murdered? What if he just took the money and bounced?
Well, so there's key details of his disappearance that remain either unknown or unprovable. There has never been anybody charged, and his body was never found.
And neither was D.B. Cooper's, and nobody killed him.
There are speculations that he didn't make the descent for D.B. Cooper.
But he had to have, or they would have found shit.
True.
They would have found parachute and bodies.
Or as a cover-up.
Or that shit ton of money he jumped out of the plane with would be somewhere.
Yeah.
Be a pile of fucking money and a wrapped up parachute in a tree.
Because he
then,
asked for 4 other parachutes, too.
If I was like a hunter or something, and I was walking in the woods like hunting, and there's like a big bag of money with 200 grand on the fucking ground, and some fucking dead dude hanging from the fucking tree, or even if the dude was alive, I'd be like, this money's mine, I'll see y'all, bro. And I wouldn't tell anybody, so maybe somebody could have found him, buried him, and kept the money too.
Yep.
That might be an option. Cocaine bear did it. It's always the cocaine bear.
The cocaine bear.
Anything that happened. There's a real bear that ate like all this cocaine and shit and died. They have him in a museum. It's legit. You can Google it. It's real. But yeah, the cocaine bear, he's pretty awesome. Fucking legend.
Fucking legend.
That bear partied like no tomorrow for like an hour.
So I was trying to remember. I can't remember how the ending of it went. But if you remember watching Unsolved Mysteries at the very end, they would always be like, if you or anyone you know can help solve a mystery.
Right? Nah, we solved them all, really.
No.
If you think about it, we totally solved every mystery.
So
I knew it was Burbank, California.
Yo, Burbank did it.
yeah, a lot of shit happens in California. That girl got mysteriously killed and drowned in that Cecil hotel.
Yeah, but we solved that. We solved OJ. We solved Ramsey. We solved Alcatraz. Like, we get shit done over here.
Yep.
Like, the three of us, we got the power of the minds.
I got the power. What's a
We did it.
send off? What's the Grandland set off?
I don't know.
Like, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
For a second, I forgot there was a fucking chat. I be staring at Biggs' blue shirt.
I thought you were going to say boobs.
And then, like, I'm watching this purple weed just roll by. I'm just like, oh, wow. They got
a good dab.
They got it going on in there.
Yeah, folks, if you have any information to any of these cases, don't contact me because I have no idea what the fuck to do. Contact your local authorities.
We solved it anyway. Don't contact.
Until next time, world.
Until next time.
Even if you know something, yo, don't snitch. Just keep your mouth shut. Mind your business.
Snitches get stitches.
Well, just think. If you did something, would you want someone to snitch on you? Think of it that way.
How
so don't
about
snitch.
we just be nice to each other?
Yeah, don't snitch. Be kind.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Tim, I appreciate you,
snitch,
man.
be
Pulling these
bitch.
late nights. Y'all are fucking awesome, dude.
Pulling these late nights.
My man, like 8 hours ahead of us.
Damn.
Yeah.
For real?
He in Ireland.
Shit.
He does this all the time. He a night owl. He
Land
really
of
is.
my ancestors. I'm sure I'm doing them proud.
So it's like 6 a.m.
Better go to bed. You go to bed, Web Dev Tim.
Yeah, we gonna go to bed too now, ain't we, Burkers? We done?
We done.
Damn.
We done, son.
Yeah, it's Sunday night. Everybody got work.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, next week, we're going to
3:30
have Art of Mike Disney.
3:30 a.m. for Tim.
Oh,
Good Lord, my man. Hugs and nugs, brother. We appreciate you so much. Y'all are always chilling out with us like that.
Yep.
We love you, dude.
See y'all
Glad you have
next
so
time.
much of a good man. See, that's how you know we're giving you quality entertainment when you got guys like him staying up till 3:30 a.m. to listen to us. Like,
Right.
We got to give it our all for these people, yo. We can't fuck around. Like Andy says, you got to be pro. There's no point of doing it if you're not a pro. Quality entertainment all the way around, top to bottom, shiny shit.
Sounds like a good send off. Shiny shit.
Shiny shit, yo.
Shiny shit.
Nah, we love you. Have a good night, Tim. Have a great week, dude. Hugs and nugs, brother. I'm going to shut up now.
I'm going to rate it over to Captain Tendo.
Oh.
He's a good friend of the crew. Him and his wife Mandy are amazing. He is a gamer and he is playing Metroid Prime. So if you can, stick around, even if it's just for a little bit. Say hi. Let him know that we sent you. And see you guys next week.
DJ Leprechaun, big love, my guy. Have a great start to your week. Wonderful rest of your night.
Thanks.
Yo,
You gonna say goodbye, everybody?
I did. But good night, everybody. Y'all next week.
We do like 3 different goodbyes.
Yeah, you got to say it like at least 15 times so they can hear you.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Goodbye.
bye, bye, bye,
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Yeah, let's go and blow up their chat, yo. Go crazy in there. Did you push it?
I did. It was like you are already rating Captain Tendo.
Let me see.
my raid. Says I'm already ready to go.
Yeah.
Go check.
Normally there's a go now. It says.
Oh yeah, it's about to go over.
Okay.
We're about to find out. We about to find out. Good night, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Give him some of that Sunday voice. Big love, good people. You be safe, DJ Leprechaun.
Did it go?
We love y'all. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. Just hold tight. Put your seatbelts. We about to raid. This is a sexy time raid with DJ Bruce.
I hate it going.
We gone.
There it goes.